Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Down the Line podcast. Ethan, how are we doing on this fine Friday,
Yeah,
May 1st?
we're doing great.
We are through
You know,
the first full month of the season, man. We're here right now.
we made it. We survived.
We're surviving, you know.
Yeah, not officially survived the season yet, obviously, but we're getting there.
We had a lot of baseball. We got like 130 or so games left of regular season ball before we can say we survived or did not survive the season. So,
Yeah,
we'll see how that ends. But yeah, we're about a month into the season. Things are going. People are hyped. People are panicking for their teams. It's still early. There's a lot of baseball to be played again. 130 games. We got some things to talk about, though. We have some very interesting developments, actually. So, one of the first things that I want to talk about really quick. We have 2 managerial firings already, and we had them in the span of like 2 days.
yes,
Which is a little crazy. I guess we'll talk about the Alex Cora one. I think that's kind of a bigger one. Let's be honest.
yeah,
That was weird to me. I don't know what you think, but that one was weird to me. I had
yeah,
me and a friend. We were hanging out. We're waiting. A bunch of homies. We were gonna hang out and have another guy at my house, and we're chilling. We're talking whatever. And I get the notification like, yo, they fired Alex Cora, and I think they fired like 5 total people on that staff, or like 6 people or something like that. And it's like,
yeah. They
whoa.
fired a lot,
Because,
and there was not a lot of clarity because there was mixed reports that Veritek got fired, but there were also reports saying that he's just being reassigned. So I don't know. I think he still is with the team.
I don't exactly know, because I think like the original reporting, like the Passan tweet, the first one was like, yeah, he was like listed him as one of the people getting fired. But then yeah, you were seeing like, oh, he got reassigned to whatever role in the organization they were saying. I don't know. But yeah, I think he is still there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in some capacity.
I don't fully understand what was happening there. So
Yeah.
here's the list. So this is the original Jeff Passan tweet from like when it happened. So Alex Cora, right? Their manager. So they fired their hitting coach, their bench coach, their game planning coach, who is Veritek, that was his role, and their third base coach. So I guess 5 people, probably 4, I guess, because Veritek is probably still there. So they fired 4 members of their coaching staff at that point, just under a month into the season. So there's a lot of opinions on this. I'm sure you've seen. There's 2 big sides to this argument. Number one is it's really early. He's had success, whatever. Guys like him, whatever, right? The other side is like, they haven't really had the craziest amount of success. You look over the past however many years. Yeah. Both, I can see both, right? But I'm like, the way I think about it right now, if you were gonna fire Alex Cora, why? Like, if you're going to fire him less than a month into the season, why did you even enter the season with him anyways, if you were going to hot seat him this quick? And I know, yeah, they made the playoffs last year, but like...
Well, I also think that nobody expected the Red Sox to start this poorly. I'm not going to say it was an easy, an easy task to be in a good position playing in the division you play in, but it gets to a point where you gotta somehow win a couple extra games, because 10 wins at the firing is just not good enough. And that's not to say that they're the only underperforming team, but when a team, beefed up as much as them in the offseason, and kind of had the aspirations of making the playoffs again, and not just making the playoffs, but hopefully making a run, something needed to change. I don't think that Cora was the problem. I think that this is definitely one of those situations where it's more of a scapegoat, like someone had to go, so they just kind of cleaned house and hope that would shake things up. I don't think that firing them makes them better off, but I understand why you would go into the season with it.
The only thing for me is, like, why are you, like, I understand if you're underperforming. If we're a month from now, if we're in, like, May or June,
Yeah.
like late May, early June, we're still having these conversations with the Red Sox. They're underperforming, they're under 500, whatever. Then like I get it, right? And then
Yeah.
that's when you can be like, yeah, shit's turning south. For me, to a certain extent, I'm still like, it's a month into the season. It's not really like all that, right? Now,
Yeah.
you did mention the scapegoat thing, and that's the thing that I've been seeing people say, right? Like, for example, like one of the
It's
things
common in
that they
sports.
didn't do, and yeah, it is very common. You see it everywhere. You see it
Teams not doing too well. What do? You just take the manager out because that's the thing to
the
do.
first, like the coach, the head
Um.
coach or manager, depending on whatever sport it is.
Yeah.
Always the first guy to go. Always, always the
Yeah.
guy who
But
is on the hot seat first.
yeah. Also, it just when you look at the Red Sox right now, though, the problem is so much more than just managing. I mean, you have Roman Anthony who isn't hitting. He doesn't have a WRC plus of 100 against either lefty or righty. I saw people calling him a platoon bat, but right now he's not even doing that. Jaron Duran going into tonight, his WRC plus was 30. Narvaez, who had a great year last year, his WRC plus is 64.
Caleb Durbin's right now is 46. 4 plus 60 was 10. Nice even number.
Yeah,
But like,
Trevor Story, 41. And like, it just gets to a point where how much of that's on the manager? Or is it Alex Cora's fault? Is it Jason Veritek's fault? Is it whoever's fault that Jaron Duran can't even hit a ball with a tennis racket right now? I don't think so.
and people point to one of the things that I've seen people point to is like, oh, well, they let Alex Bregman walk, and I'm like, yeah, obviously, they're worse off for it, but Bregman is not gonna having Bregman here right now is not gonna change very much. But like, it gets to a point also, like you said, it's like, what do you want the manager to do about a lot of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot
And
of
to add on, one of the guys, the guy who's been their best hitter, is literally a guy they got via trade in the offseason, Wilson Contreras.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even like they let Bregman walk and didn't do anything to replace a bat. They got a pretty damn good one.
Yeah, they got who is now their best bat right now, right? So, like, at what level? Because I'm not going to say it is or it isn't a scapegoat thing, because you know what I mean? I'm not in that clubhouse. However, based on some of the reports and, like, some of the quotes that we've been seeing, like, it does sound like, the players were pretty fond of Cora, right? Like, even Trevor Story, when it happened, he's like, yeah, doesn't feel like this franchise has a direction at all. And that's like, damn, That's a pretty damning thing to say about the organization that you play for, about your team. That there's just no direction whatsoever. Now, he came out the next day and he's like, yeah, me and Breslow hashed it out, whatever. But it was like, the fact that that's a reaction at all, it I don't know, it says something. It says something.
Yeah, I mean, usually when a season's going like this and a manager gets fired, it's kind of like the players understand. It's like, yeah, it had to be done. But it really seems like the players were kind of surprised at this too.
Yeah, like
this kind of came out of nowhere and was just like, damn. Like, obviously, the players had to know that, okay, if we keep playing like this, he's going to be gone sooner rather than later. But I think the sooner came way sooner than they had anticipated.
Yeah, like, a lot of players understand, like, business is business, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. It just kind of is what it is. But, it's still kind of weird. There was a report, actually. So, I saw this article. I was looking at the score, like the app, and I was, just looking through some of the stuff, whatever. And I saw this article, and there was a report. Now, obviously, we don't know for certain. It's just a report. It is what it is. That apparently Craig Breslow wanted to do some of this stuff last season, like make changes to the coaching staff, and Alex Bregman was like, no. And he, like, kind of got in the way. Which,
if that's
is
true,
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I think the elephant in the room is could that be part of the reason as to why they didn't bring him back?
That's an interesting thing to think about.
It's not a great look, though, when you're letting a player call the shots that is on essentially a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
right. Like that. Like, I'm not in the minority for thinking that.
No, absolutely not. But when I read that, no, you're right. It's not a You know what I mean? Your job is to make the moves. Your job
Yeah.
is to play baseball, whatever. But when I look at that, what that tells me is like, yeah, the players really were backing this guy, and he's, I don't know, it kind of feels like a middle finger to the players almost, right?
Yeah.
Now, like, at what level does it feel? Is it Breslow, like, not? He's trying to shift like the responsibility of what he did poorly onto Cora and say like, all right, yeah, this guy's the problem. This guy's whatever. Because like, you can say now. Granted, I still think they had a pretty good offseason overall. I still stand by that. But like, you know,
Yeah.
you bring in Caleb Durbin and he's been not good, right? Like, you know what I mean? One of the big things, you don't bring back Alex Bregman, and again, I don't really think Alex Bregman was gonna change this conversation very much, even if he was still on this team and things were going how they were. I don't really think much of that was gonna change. But like stuff like that, right? Like, how, at what level, right? Because you can look at this roster, especially the offensive side, and say like it's not constructed all that great. And even I was saying that like before the season, I was like, yeah, like, you know, they can be a really like near the top of the pitching staff, but they're probably going to be like, you know, maybe the 15th best offense in the league, which, you know, ideally you'd want better, but with the pitching, you know, you can should be good enough
right
that
now,
you can do it later, but
right now there's a team who, the team ranks 29th in home runs, 28th in OPS, 24th in average hitting, and their starters in terms of like pitching wise, ERA 26th in the league, WHIP 21st in the league, 25th in home runs per nine. So they're giving up runs. They are giving up home runs, but they're not hitting, and they're not hitting home runs to kind of counteract it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just look at it and place the blame on one thing. I don't think, like, if there was like one particular move or decision that's being made by Cora where it's like he's just being stubborn and refusing to change anything, and then he gets fired, like whatever. But like, this just seems like a group effort of being bad right now. It's not on one player. It's not on one staff member. It's on the team. The team has to figure it out. Bringing in a new manager isn't going to magically make these players who are hitting terrible automatically good. If they start playing well, it's not because of that move.
Exactly, yeah. So, like, that's, you know, that's one of the things. I saw people saying, like, well, Cora was putting out bad lineups and stuff. And I'll be very honest, based on how everyone's playing this season, what do you really want him to do?
What does a good lineup look like?
What is a good, yeah, like, people are like, oh, well, you know, this player's hitting high, this player's hitting high. They have, like, 2 good hitters right now. Like, in the nicest way possible, they have 2 good hitters. Like, like, 3 if you count Yoshida. But, like, even though he's not qualified
they
for
have 3.
They have 3.
Yeah, but they have 3
hitters.
players. Yeah, 3. That's it.
After that, like, you are in theory having a below average hitter hit in the top 4 of your lineup. That's not good. That's not good. And that's not something that a manager can go out there and say, all right, I'm going to flip this around, boom, boom, and everything's going to be fixed. That's not how it works, right? At the end of the day, the players need to go on the field and they need to perform, right? Now, to be fair, you can't fire the players in the same way you can fire a manager, but, like, you can, I don't know, I feel like there's things that they could have done, you know what I mean? You know, you could,
100%.
You could have went out and fielded a better core position players to begin with, so that you're not dealing with, you know, 6 guys in your lineup being poor hitters, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't have to have this conversation a month into the season about what's going on with the Red Sox. They can't hit, they can't do this, blah, blah, right? And also, actually, I will say again, I am on the side of a little bit that, but more so like it's only a month into the season, which a month sounds like a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not. May I remind you that in like early July, the Red Sox were sub 500, and a 10-game winning streak single-handedly got them into postseason contention in the middle of the season. May I remind everybody that they were like 45-50 or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. They were sub 500 near the All-Star break, and then they went on a stupid win streak, and that is what got them into postseason contention. If they didn't go on that win streak, if it's 5-5, they're like an 83-win team last year.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. But unless you have anything to say about the Red Sox more
No, I
specifically.
mean, it's just all there is. You know what I mean? It's just so many things need to change. It's not just you can't look at that move and think, okay, they're going to be good now. And I'm sure Breslow knows that too. But I mean, one thing that's so hard for front offices to do is determine when to buy, when to sell,
Mm-hmm.
because I now I'd be worried as a Red Sox fan that they've dug themselves into a hole to the point where Breslow thinks that he might have to trade like some prospects for some like band-aid players, guys who will just temporarily fix a problem, play
Mm-hmm.
decent enough baseball, and then walk at the end of the year and you lose out on a prospect, something like that.
Yeah.
Overpaying for rentals, basically, because you think you have a shot, which I'm not saying it's over, but they're 8 back in the division right now.
Like you're like regardless
And
of it's early or whatever, you're in a hole.
yeah,
Like you're in a hole. No matter
yes,
how you want to slice it. I am a big like it's early whatever, but you're in a hole. However you want to slice it, this is a hole, right?
yeah.
It's one of the deepest holes in the league right now. The only team that is further back from first place in their division is the Mets.
Yeah, we'll talk about holes.
We'll talk about them later too. We'll talk about a lot of that stuff later, but yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
All I'm gonna say is I applaud Mets fans. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Woo! I did it a few times. I'm not a Mets fan, obviously. Everyone knows that, but the few games that I watched this season, I'll tap in here and there, and I'm like, man, how do y'all do it? I watched one the
Not
other
even
day.
that. Sometimes I just check the score and I'm like, what the fuck?
I was watching one the other day, and it was David Peterson was pitching for the Mets, and they were going against the Nationals, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, Nationals aren't that great. Like, hopefully maybe the Mets, they start a hot streak here. They got blown out. I think they lost by double digits.
Yeah.
They were getting hammered.
Oh
the
yeah.
whole
That
game.
it was. Yeah, I remember because I think I saw you say something.
I went in
and
the
then I go to
Discord
check
and
this,
I
'cause,
said to
yeah,
Nick, they lost 14-2 this game. And I said to
Yeah.
Nick in the Discord, I'm like, how do you do this, bro?
I saw that. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Like, surely it was just like a stupid error. Surely like something stupid happened. And I checked the score and it's 9-1
I'm like,
in the
how do you
fourth
do
inning. I'm
this?
like, oh okay.
I'm like, this is bad, right? We'll talk more about the Mets later. You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I think Ali said this, like one of the like almost the same thing like a few days prior. He's like, dude, this is depressing as shit. I don't know how you do this. And he's like, man, we just do it. Which, I mean, you know what?
Yeah.
To any Mets fans listening, respect, shoutouts to you. I don't know how you're doing it. And I don't mean this in a hateful way. I unironically don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I hope for your guys', excuse me, I hope for your guys' sake things turn around. And that the rest of your season goes better than this, because this is tough. But
yeah, and yeah, I mean, another thing that is also crazy about the Mets is that Sean Manaea, who is a relief pitcher now, is getting paid more money this year than Dylan Cease, who was called a complete overpayment.
They called him a bad contract. They called him an overpay. I saw some things where he's like, yeah, ranking the worst contracts in the league, and Dylan Cease was already up there, and I'm like, you guys will learn.
Yeah, that was bad.
You guys will learn. Dude, I don't know how Sean Manaea is making $20 million, man. I understand he had that one.
25 this year.
Was 25.
Like this year, he's getting paid 25. The AAV on it, I think, is like, I think I think it is 20. No, because I think it was.
Because there's deferred money. That's right.
Yeah.
Because there's deferred
so
money,
it was like
so he gets
3 years, 75 or whatever, the actual contract. So
listen,
going towards the payroll, I believe, is 25 for the Mets.
I understand that, the year before he signed that deal in 24, like, he had a solid year overall, but like, there's no way there's no way that we gave him $25 million.
Like I'm just looking at some of the players who are getting paid similar money to Cease, and it's like, come on,
dude.
Are you really telling me that
Kevin
Cease
Gausman
isn't
is
like
less money than him?
Yusei Kikuchi is getting paid similar money? I love Yusei Kikuchi, but like, are you really gonna say that you wouldn't rather Cease over him in a heartbeat?
Hey, shout out Cease, bro. Shout out my boy Cease.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the other big manager firing really quick. We're gonna go over to Philadelphia. They fired Rob Thompson. after a 9-19 start to the season. Now, this was like, I think within like 2 days of the Alex Cora firing. I think it was like 2 days later, something like that. This one also seemed kind of sudden because keep in mind, right? I think with Alex Cora, you can at least argue that like the year-to-year success wasn't, super in his favor, right? And I'll concede that, like, you look at the win totals year by year and, admittedly they aren't super in his favor. Obviously this year they're off to the poor start. Last year they had a pretty good year, but before that they were 500 and then they won 78 games in 23 and 22. So, I understand being like, wasn't, year-to-year success wasn't in his favor. But the Philadelphia Phillies are a completely different story. Now, I understand that the Phillies, they haven't won a World Series or whatever else, right? But Rob Thompson, or I guess the Phillies, like, success over the past 5 or so years in general, it's not like he's one of these coaches that fails, or managers, I guess, that like fails to make the postseason with a loaded roster, right? Like he just hasn't. That's not what's been happening over there in Philadelphia. They have been consistently in the postseason. They have been like consistently in the running, like one of the top teams in the league. And they fired him after a poor 28-game start to the season, which I think is a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
I think this one's crazier than the Alex Cora one, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just
I don't think that's a crazy take. No.
I think that this is even crazier. I feel like people are talking about the Alex Cora one more, but I think this one's like weirder. The Alex Cora one, like, I don't love it per se. I don't necessarily hate it, but I think it's a little weird. But
if you're well versed in the baseball world, you know that Don Mattingly as a manager is just not going to work out.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Even before the Don Mattingly stuff, Rob Thompson. So in 2023 they won 90 games, right? In 24 they won 95, and in 2025 they won 96. So they've won 90 or more games every single year that Don Mattingly has been the manager. And I'm not, going to sit here and say that, he's the reason for the success. Because, I mean, the year before he was the manager, they were in the World Series, right?
Yeah.
But after a 9-19 start, now to be fair, they're undefeated since then. So who knows? This one feels really weird. Because again, it's a bad start, and I understand, the Phillies are looking to make the playoffs and, win it all this season. I get that. But also at the same time, and, let me know what you think as well, I feel like even with those expectations in mind, I feel like this is excessive considering at that point you're not even 30 games into the season, and this is a guy who has brought you consistent regular season success over the past 3 years. Now, you can argue the playoff success wasn't there. They lost in the NLCS. The first year with him, and then the next 2 years they lost in the NLDS. But also, like, we know how, much honestly just like a crapshoot the playoffs can be, right? Like, we all know that.
Yeah.
So I don't really think that's a thing you can put on the manager per se. But
at least Rob Thompson can gear up as the new manager of Team Canada for the WBC.
Whew. Ernie Witt, you gotta stop, man. Hang him up, bro. Hang him up, bro.
Dude, I can't.
Hang him up, bro.
I can't. That dude, he put in a farmer who hasn't pitched in like 5 years over the best relief pitcher on the team. I can't.
I'm not even saying it would have worked out perfectly, but goddamn, brother. Dude, didn't he have a fractured foot too? That guy.
I don't know. I mean that was just
yeah. No, sorry. I'm thinking of it was someone on Team Mexico who I think it was their game against somebody. I don't remember, U.S. maybe or Italy or whoever. That they put in someone who literally had a fractured foot and they lost the game like 5-3, but all 5 runs came off that one pitcher.
Yeah, like it's like, I don't know, it was something, but
it was hilarious, bro. But yeah. Let me what do you think? Like I personally think this one's more crazy. I don't really understand this one from honestly any angle. What do you think? I want to hear your take.
About
The
what
Rob
in particular?
Thompson thing, the firing
Oh,
and all that.
it's one of those things where again the season's not going great, so you kind of have to blame it on someone. But I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing guys like Trey Turner. He's not playing like himself right now. Bryson Stott, he hasn't been good. Alec Boehm's WRC plus starts with a 1, and I'll give you a hint. It ain't over 100.
Nope, it ain't for 100. I like Alec Boehm's WRC plus right now. You said it starts with a 1.
Yeah,
It's his WRC.
it just
His
became
WRC
it
plus
just
is younger
became
than
old
me.
enough to vote. It
His
just became old enough to vote.
his WRC plus is younger than both of us. Like that's
His
crazy.
OPS is lower than the date today, which is May 1st. It's 426.
Hey, hey, that's a banger. We got no. That's got to stay in the vault. That's got to stay in the
I know
vault.
we gotta put that in my back
His
pocket.
OPS is lower than the date. That's a banger, man. That's a banger.
Yeah, it'll work until you get to like September because it's like
It will, because then that's like, you
like an
know,
880 or something.
lower
It's
than
like
the 8
okay, yeah,
today.
that's
Okay,
fine.
well that's fine. 880, that's fine. That's no
Yeah,
problem. 9
it's like
like
when they say like, oh, he's not hitting his weight, then the guy's like 300 and he's hitting like 280 or
yeah,
something. It's like okay.
hey, that's no problem. Also another thing that's weird to me about the Rob Thompson thing. Now, granted, to be fair, general managers fucking lie all the time, but literally like a week before or something, he in like a press conference was like, "Yeah, we're not like he's been a good manager. We're not gonna, you know, we're not even like we're not considering firing him or replacing him or whatever, right?"
Yeah,
And they also just signed him to like an extension that kept him through for like I think 2-3 more years. But
yeah.
yeah. Also, you know what's funny? They offered Alex Cora the managerial job.
I saw that,
And
but he's taking the
he
year
said,
off,
"Fuck
which
no."
you
Which
know
yeah. Oh, absolutely fair.
makes
Go do your thing. I think it's hilarious that they fired Thompson under not a really weird precedent, I'd say.
a similar precedent to the Red Sox, though. So what makes you think that he's just going to work out on it right away? Like, I don't know. Getting a new manager to me is something that you do in the off season because you want to give them actual time to get with the team, work on like a program of some sort, like get on top of things. And in my eyes, if you fire a manager in the middle of a season, it's kind of, I don't want to say you're throwing in the white towel, but it's kind of like that this year's not going as
It's the
planned,
panic button.
and you know that your answer more than likely isn't somebody who is already with the coaching staff currently.
It's a panic button. The end of the day.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a panic button. Um,
And
now
baseball's more mental than any other sport in terms of like, how much thinking and mindset goes into the planning and the playing of the game every day. So it's definitely possible that this can flip a switch in a team. Like some players, it will make them play better, not directly because of a new manager, but just like change. Like
sometimes it just
sometimes,
happens,
yeah,
right? Like sometimes that's just how it is. Remember when they fired Charlie Montoyo and John Schneider took over and they went insane?
yeah.
Like they were like barely above 500. I think they were like 50.
And that's not to say that John Schneider was just like some absolute mastermind that just
Sometimes it's
made the
just
team
like
automatically
it
good.
just makes a gear shift in a team, necessarily not because of the person, but it's just
yeah.
the thing. Sometimes it's not even explainable; it just kind of happens. So obviously, we'll see how both of these ones go. The moment I gotta say feels a little weird for both of these ones. I don't really. I mean, the Alex Cora one I can like kind of I can at least kind of understand some of the rationale. The Rob Thompson one, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Not one bit. So I mean, whatever. We'll see how it ends up. We're gonna go on to this is a new segment that we're doing. So at the end of every month, either the last podcast of every month or if we do one like for example, today's the 1st of May, we are going to give our monthly awards, right? And we're doing the very basic player of the month, pitcher of the month, rookie of the month, and reliever of the month. We'll give out some other shouts too. We're not doing like a top 3, top 5 like we did with our major like season awards because, with all due respect, the monthly awards are not nearly as significant. But, we think it'd be a fun little thing to just, highlight the guys who have really been putting in work, every single month. So,
Yeah.
I think it's a solid time. We will start. Like I said, we've done player of the month, pitcher of the month, reliever of the month, and rookie of the month. So these are I guess March and April monthly awards.
Yep.
Do you wanna start us off with this one?
Yeah, we could start with the AL Player of the Month.
All right, who'd you get? Who did you give out the award to?
I gave it to somebody who I think is not just this year, but he has been a top 3 hitter in baseball for God knows how long.
When he's on the
His
field.
walk percentage is almost double his strikeout percentage, and that's Mr. Yordan
Yep,
Alvarez.
that was my pick too. I think everybody knows at this point when Yordan Alvarez is healthy, he's on the field. He is probably at worst, if he's having a terrible, terrible time, he's like the 5th best hitter in baseball. Realistically, he's like, what, the 3rd best hitter in baseball, 2nd best hitter, whatever you want to.
If he's
give it to
healthy,
him.
the only time where I think he's not the best hitter in a game is when they play the Yankees.
Is when
and
when Aaron Judge is on the other side and he's not on the injured list.
When fully healthy, Yordan Alvarez, if I need a guy to come in one at bat, take a swing, other than Aaron Judge, I think Yordan Alvarez is the obvious choice.
Yeah, that's been the guy. He's been the guy for years, right?
Yeah.
He's been like a top 3 hitter, probably the last 5 years, realistically.
Yeah.
The only thing that's really kept him out of those conversations, if you're someone who's kept him out of there, is the fact that he's been injured, right? Like last year.
Yeah, the talent is never in the thing that's being questioned. It's never the talent with him.
Last year he missed like 2/3 of the season. The year before he didn't miss that much time, but he missed a little bit of time. The year before that, in 23, he missed about 45 or so games. And then, 2022, he missed a little bit of time. Nothing crazy. About 20, just under 30 games he missed. It's always been there. And, obviously last year was the big one. He had the big injury, and then he came back, and then he got injured again. I think he injured himself stepping on home plate or something, or like running to home or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I think it was like he tweaked his ankle, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Right. And it was something like that. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I was no, that's what I mean. Like it was like he was like going home or something and like stepped on it weird or something. It was a very freak injury.
It's the light version of the Kendrys Morales injury.
Yes.
Way back when, it's Kendrys Morales light.
That I don't want to word this wrong, but that's like one of the what the hell was that injuries in sports?
That's so weird.
History. At least I should say at least of things that have happened on the actual field, because there was a player back in the day, Joel Zamaya, who got hurt in the middle of a season, or not the season. I'm pretty sure it was like the in the playoffs. He got hurt because he was playing Guitar Hero too much in the hotel room or something, and he hurt his wrist, and he missed the series or something.
I feel like I heard about that, or maybe there was another similar one, but I feel like I've definitely heard about that. But yeah,
it was during the 2006 ALCS.
That's hilarious. I mean, listen, respects.
Look, no. We've all played Guitar Hero, and we know how intense those some of those levels can get. I mean, it's no doubt.
Especially if you have the actual setup. I don't know if it works without those, but the actual drum guitar setup. We had the actual the Guitar Hero or Rock Band or whatever actual drum thing.
Oh yeah, the Rock Band drums.
With the actual guitar.
But yeah, he was using the Guitar Hero guitar, and he was, and sometimes you shred too hard, and the ligaments in your wrist become shredded.
Listen,
so it's unfortunate, but it happens to the best of us.
It is what it is, but I mean, respects. There's. I respect the reason. I can't lie. I gotta respect it. You're fucking going crazy on Guitar Hero. Yeah, I have to respect that. You can't not respect it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
Definitely one of the more respectable injuries,
Respectable, absolutely. Ethical injury.
Yes.
Anyways. Yeah, Yordan is just ridiculous. He is having, so far, one of the best offensive seasons that we have seen in a long time. Now, obviously, again, it is April, but that does not change the fact that he is on he's on another planet right now.
Yes.
He is the best xWOB in the league, the best expected batting average, best expected slugging. like he's barreling the ball like over 94th percentile barrel rate, 93rd percentile average exit velocity, 97th percentile strikeout rate too. By the way, so this is what makes Jordan such an insane hitter, right? He can hit for average, he can hit for power, right? But he doesn't chase, he doesn't whiff, he doesn't strike out, and he walks a good amount too. He walks a lot. You said his walk percentage is way higher than his strikeout rate. His walk rate is 14.7%. His strikeout rate is 9.8%. A sub 10 K rate, by the way, as like a big time power hitter is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I know he's missed a good amount so far, but to put things in perspective right now, Jordan Alvarez has the same walk rate as Juan Soto while striking out at a lower rate.
Yeah, like
that's crazy.
It's insane. If you go to all of the qualified hitters in the league, right? There are 6 hitters who are qualified that have a lower strikeout rate than Jordan Alvarez. In order from lowest to highest, it's Luis Arias, Ernie Clement, shout out, Liam Hicks, Chandler Simpson, Nico Horner, and Brian Rocchio. Now, you have some solid hitters.
Do you know what they have in common? I'll ask.
What are they? You know what?
Those are guys who have very slow bat speed.
Exactly.
Guys who are just kind of slapdick hitters who just throw the bat to the ball and make contact. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing because it works for these players for a reason.
Like 4 of these guys
Jordan Alvarez having those stats, the same as those guys, while also being able to crush home runs at a ridiculous rate and hit the ball that hard that often, it's just unheard of.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of these guys, slap hitters, with the exception of Liam Hicks, he's hitting for really good power right now. All of these guys, like Brian Rocchio, ISO 121, Nico Horner 157, Chandler Simpson 042.
Look at their barrel rates.
And Luis Arias 059. These are not power.
Can you read off the barrel rates for me, please? This is a good one. I'm looking at it right now.
Here,
I could do it if you want.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have them like pulled up side by side.
Luis Arias, 1st percentile. Ernie Clement, 1st percentile. Hick, 46th percentile, not bad.
We take
Chandler Simpson, 1st percentile. Nico Horner, 12th percentile. Brian Rocchio, 9th percentile. Jordan Alvarez, 94th percentile.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, right?
Like that's just unbelievably good.
I am not one to devalue a player who strikes out a lot. If you're producing, at the end of the day, you're producing, right? It just kind of, who cares?
Yeah.
But if you're avoiding strikeouts at this rate and you're producing, you're on you're on another planet.
Yeah, his profile reads as somebody in his profile in the sense of not like his exit velos and stuff like that, but I'm talking about his mindset going up to the plate, his process, all that. It's on par with guys who are known for just, not striking out, just making contact, weak hits, single. Not somebody who is, a 50 home run bat.
Yeah, tied for the league lead in home runs. Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that. Because,
no.
He is super aggressive in the strike zone, right? And he just doesn't swing outside the zone. That is why, that's obviously, that's the formula I think everyone wants for everybody. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but when you have a guy who can pull it off, especially at this level, insane. While we're here, though, I do want to give a little bit of a shout-out to Liam Hicks. That guy has been nice. He's been a big bright spot for the Marlins this season. I know he's not in the AL, but, we mentioned him in the strikeout rate thing. I just want to, shout him out a little bit. He's not whiffing, he's not striking out. Even he's hitting for, okay power. He's slugging 557. He's nice. Yeah. He's nice with it right now.
But also worth noting, North Toronto Athletics legend Liam Hicks.
That's the guy.
Represent, baby. Canadian. Some of us didn't make it out there to the big leagues, but some of us did. Shout out him for getting us on the map.
Hey, represent.
But speaking of the AL, another guy who's been having just absolutely unbelievable season, some we're both high on,
Yup.
which is Ben Rice.
Oh my god. It was
210 WRC plus. He has an ISO 388, which leads the league in qualified hitters.
mhm.
Also, 10 home runs. I think he hit another one today too, so that's 11.
Whew.
Uh, that's somebody who does strike out a lot, like compared to the guys we just mentioned. But that's what a normal player with that like those stats look like for the most part.
Yeah, and
It just goes to show how much of a freak of nature Jordan is.
yeah, and I mean, a lot of people could tell you, like, the Ben Rice thing was coming, right? It was
Yeah.
coming. A lot of people could see it. We kept saying it, like, hey, like, be ready. Like, this guy, I think, I said he has the potential this season to be the best hitting first baseman in the league. I think I said something along those lines. Maybe not
Yes.
that exact take, but it was pretty close to that. That's what he's doing right now. He's the second best hitter in all of the league, in all of baseball, right now.
Yeah.
The only guy who's hitting better than him is Jordan. And, whatever, to be fair. Ben Rice is ridiculous. And you know what? I think Aaron Boone is finally locking in and I think he's slowly starting to not sit him versus lefties. Thank God. He did it a few times near the start of the season, and I kept being like, why? Why are you sitting like this absolute demon in favor of a fucking like fossil? With all due respect. But like this guy's ridiculous. One of the things that I feel like the Yankees like needed, right? They have a lot of like really good position players, but I feel like one thing that they could have benefited from so much is just having like another just demon right next to Judge, right? You have,
Yeah.
a lot of people would say someone who is currently having the greatest peak out of any right-handed hitter in history, right? For a hitter specifically.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very far-fetched take. I'd probably agree, to be honest. But, you had a lot of guys who were good, maybe all-star-ish level, but you didn't have another guy who was in there just mashing, right? Like, what's another?
That's why people were very
Like when they had Soto,
quick to say
for example.
how bad they got after losing Soto. But I mean, Ben Rice has really filled that role as that left-handed power bat in that lineup. Obviously, I'm not saying he's as good as Soto, but if that's your Soto replacement, I think you did a pretty damn good job replacing.
You did nice if this is your guy, right?
Yeah.
This is the same day that the Cora story I was telling you about. But
Yeah.
I have my homie over on Saturday. And, we're talking whatever. We're waiting for everyone else to show up. And we start talking about the Yankees. I don't know how we got on the topic of the Yankees, but we're talking about them. And he's like, "Yeah, is Ben Rice like performing to his expected numbers this year?" Because we've been talking about it. He's kind of locked in on this, but I guess he just hadn't been keeping up with this specifically. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's slugging like 800 right now." And I look at the score of that specific game and that stat line. I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's slugging 750 right now." And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like, "Oh yeah, he's performing his expected numbers. Yeah, he's just the second best hitter in the league right now. He's hitting
like,
better
I
than
was-
Aaron Judge,
Yeah.
Freddie
I was talking to my
Freeman, all
dad
these guys."
because he said like he literally said to me the other day. He says, "This Ben Rice on the Yankees gets drug tested." It was pretty funny.
Listen, test the urine. Like, he's hitting better than Aaron
Yeah.
Judge, Mike Trout, Kyle Schwarber, Corbin Carroll, like by a good margin too. Like, it's not that close. The only guy who's particularly close to him is obviously Jordan, who's ahead of him, and there's another guy in the NL. Another guy I want to give a quick shout to. Mike Trout. I'm so glad he's back.
I'm
so
got
happy.
it.
I'm so happy. Listen. The streets need a 6-7 win Mike Trout season. Like, we need it.
100%.
We need it. When he was getting thrown at early in the season, I was like, whew, listen, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. We don't need
Speaking
that.
of 6 and 7 WAR players, Ronald Acuna Jr. is not quite living up to my prediction there.
Yeah, what did you say he was gonna
I said he was gonna win MVP and he's gonna have like a 7 WAR or something.
I mean, to
like
be fair-
7 F WAR.
To be fair, it's early. It's early.
Oh, I know.
Do we remember that's I mean, obviously he's not this guy, but you remember how Aaron Judge likes to do his annual slow start gimmick? I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
this year he's not doing it as much, but there was like the one year I think
No,
he
he
was.
did. There was like at some point, like a couple weeks into the season, where it was like the worst like 15 game stretch of his career or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it went, but I know there was the one year. I think it might have been 24, where he was hitting like under 200 at the end of April, and it was like, what the fuck's going on? And then he ended up, like, yeah, he just casually ended the season with like 10 WAR.
No, it's not actually over for him, but it's just
Early on, he's not
fine.
in the race right
Yeah.
now. Like as of
But
right
Mike
now,
Trout,
he's not particularly in
yeah,
the race.
but Mike Trout, yeah, he's been unbelievable, and I pray to the baseball gods he can just stay healthy. Yeah, I don't care if he slows down a bit in terms of his production, because that's obviously, not like ridiculous to say, like that he'd slow down a bit. Like I feel like that's a fair take.
Yeah, especially at like age,
Just
what is
stay
he,
healthy.
34?
Let him finish with like a 140 WRC, but let him have a Springer season from last year, man.
Give me like a 5, 6, 7 win, whatever Mike Trout season. Just give it to me. Give me an all-star level Mike Trout season. Last year,
And I'm gonna
obviously,
say what people say: kids these days don't know how good Mike Trout was.
I unironically, like, I sometimes think about that as like, how is Mike Trout gonna get viewed, like, way down the line, right? Because like the discourse, like, in the prime of his career was like, yeah, he's the fastest player to reach like this WAR margin, like, or maybe if there was anyone quicker, it was like Mickey Mantle or something, right?
This guy comes
was
into the
it.
major leagues in his first 2 full seasons and puts up 21 in 2 seasons. Like, what the fuck?
Like, that's ridiculous.
Like, what?
That's unheard of, right?
Like,
This
what?
guy put up a 10-win season at age 20. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what we're
Show
saying.
me another player doing that. Like, actually.
Like, by the end of 2019, this guy, and keep in mind, he was 27. He had 70 WAR at the end of his age 27 season. And, obviously he's performed pretty solid since then, but, that's where he's missed a lot more time. In 21, he only played 36 games. 2022, he played 119, with a solid sample, had a 6-win season, but after that, 82
if he
wins,
just
82
played,
games in
like,
2023.
if he played 50% of like, if he was healthy and he played 50% of his skill for the first half of the season, so, like, if he was, like, a 3.5, 4-win player for those, like, 4 years that he didn't have the full seasons, he would definitely be a 100-win player this or next year.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man, like, he's already, like, a few decimal points from surpassing his WAR total from last year.
Yeah, and
nice
that would be in 100 less games. So.
Yes. Like, he was relatively healthy last year. I think he had a short IL stint here, I think. Like, somewhere there.
Yeah.
A pretty minor
But
thing.
it's one of those things where it's coming off 2 years where he was very hurt, so it was hard to kind of get back into the swing of things. But now he's definitely picking up where he left off in 2022, I guess you could say.
Yeah, his last, like, kind of full season where he was, like, really
Which
doing
was
shit.
a 6-win season with a 176 WRC plus.
When
so
he came out
if he could
gate,
put anything close to that.
When he came out the gate and he instantly pops 2 home runs, and, I'm sure you saw a bunch of people on the timeline being like, yo, Mike Trout, he's back. Like, it made my soul feel some way. He had a little mini slump, like, right after that, and I was kind of scared.
Oh, yeah, I remember people were saying, like, it's over.
As someone who, is very, like, yeah, it's early, like, don't worry about it, I was like, oh, please, like, listen, Lord, please hear me out. Please let this, and then, he got back on, and I'm like, yeah, we're good.
But even at age 34, it's the same thing like I said with Jordan, I'll say it for Trout. The talent is never the question.
Oh, absolutely. It is
if he's on the field, he'll be one of the best players on the field any given night against any given team.
Yup, absolutely. Like, this guy can still be...
Even at age 34, even after all these injuries, he is still better than almost anybody on any given night.
Oh, yeah, he can still be, like, a top center fielder, which is crazy to think about. He's playing center field again, which I kind of thought, his days in center were done, and I was like, partially because, preserve him, you know what I mean? Let him keep producing at a high level. I think it's harder for him to do that in center. It's just harder on your body. And also, eventually the ability out there starts to go. And, so far he hasn't been very good defensively out there in center. But he can still overall be, like, one of the top center fielders in the league. Like,
yeah.
they're, like... he can be probably who are the other guys that you like you in a regular like coming into the season you would put like whoever at or near like the top of like a center fielder leaderboard. You're looking at like
Julio, Buxton,
Buxton, um,
uh, PCA
PCA,
even.
yeah,
Uh, I guess Varsho too.
yeah.
Not like I'm not saying Varsho is like obviously there in terms of his bat or anything, but his glove
His
could
glove
make
is
that
good enough to
argument
get
that he's
him
that
like on
valuable.
like a
Yes,
top 10 leaderboard and stuff like that,
yes.
which makes um
If you predicted this like we did, O'Neal Cruz.
yeah, yeah. If you're one of those,
And what's funny is O'Neal Cruz could still be better.
oh yeah, he absolutely can be.
He is
Um,
nowhere near his full potential.
but like realistically, if Mike Trout like has like a Mike Trout season, right? Like he's up. He's like debatably number one again. Like based on how everyone
Yeah,
performed last season, like if he keeps performing at the way that he is performing right now, he can easily surpass Julio's
yeah,
2025 win total, which was 5.7 according to Fangraphs, 5.7 WAR. He can surpass that. Absolutely, he can. He
yeah,
can. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be the best center fielder in the league. So far this season, he is the best center fielder in the league right now by WAR, right? Like Pa Hayes, Michael Harris, those are some of the other guys that are performing really good. They're right behind him. Buxton is, O'Neal Cruz, even as good as they're performing, they're both behind him. Um,
yeah,
it just warms my soul. It makes my soul feel good
yeah.
to see Mike Trout back on the horse. Unless there's anyone else you want to give a quick shout to, I guess we can move on to the NL.
Yeah.
All right. Now we both had him. We both actually had this guy. You clocked me before the episode started. You guessed and you said the division. I'm like, yeah, you know who it is. So tell the world who our NL player of the month is.
It's gonna be so funny when this isn't even the player you said, and I look like an idiot.
That would be really funny. That would be cool.
Ildemaro Vargas.
Yeah, obviously.
I
Yeah, of course. This
know.
one of the best hitters in the league right now. The third best qualified hitter in the league right now.
Very funny. 3.2% walk rate is funny,
it
but
is
also 11.6 strikeout rate.
Yeah, it is absolutely hilarious in that aspect because, like,
He just puts the ball in play. You gotta respect it.
I mean, listen, if you're getting it done, you're getting it done at the end of the day, right? I mean, even hell, the guy's a 311 ISO. Like, don't sleep, man. He's hitting 378 right now. It's ridiculous. But you know what else is hilarious?
Yeah.
He's hitting 378. His OBP is under 400.
Yeah, this is a hilarious player for like undoubtedly. Like when you're looking at the stats, but at the end of the day, you can't deny they've been damn good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like at the end of the day, you're getting it done. You're getting it done. So like 99th percentile expected batting average. He doesn't whiff. Obviously, he doesn't strike out. The power isn't like as much of a thing. Like the ISO, home run total high, whatever. He's not barreling the ball or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's getting it done. It's not the try league.
Also, shout out again to another guy, Kyle Schwarber, who has been hitting home runs at a good rate, like he always does. Matt Olson's been too. Like got the usual suspects. And then also, speaking of unks, you got a guy like Max Muncy having a hell of a season too.
Absolutely, he's had some massive like individual games. Like he had the 3 home run game.
Oh yeah, that 3 home run game when he walked it off was awesome. And like,
there's been like another multi home run game in there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and what's crazy to think is that Max Muncy, when it's said and done, I think when he retires, he will be the all-time Dodgers home run leader.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about, right? Obviously, when you think of the Dodgers, like, you think of, a storied franchise, successful, whatever. Not to the extent of, like, the Yankees or anything like that. But when you really break it down, their top guys are, like, all pitchers, right? Not that they haven't had, like, great position players, but, like, when you think about, like, the greatest Dodgers of all time, some of the first names that are probably going to come to mind are, like, Clayton Kershaw, Sandy Koufax, like, Orel Hershiser, like, these kinds of guys, right? They're all pitchers.
Yeah, I also think that another thing is that it doesn't take into account guys who exclusively played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. So that's also why, because a lot of their
I didn't think it was
so a lot of their players that would be there, like Roy Campanella, Gil Hodges. Those are Brooklyn, which is why I think it's Eric Karros that's the all-time leader, and Muncie's only like 50 behind that or whatever it is. So it does make sense, but also, uh, you know, when the team is still as old, I mean, they've been in LA for, it's got to be what, like 60, 70 years now, right?
Something like
So
that.
that's still a very long time. And obviously, it's fair to say that a guy like Otani will definitely take it over if
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
if he
By
plays the rest of his
Max Muncy,
career.
yeah, he's gonna
But
get past it by Otani. Is what it is, but
but
probably.
still, just the fact that Muncy, I mean, it just goes to show that, he's been there for everything with this team. He's been consistently good in terms of hitting the ball out of the park.
It's kind of weird to think
Um,
about because he's been like doing this for almost a decade,
yeah, I mean,
like consistently being
very,
this good.
that's another thing. He's there, and he's only been a Dodger for like 9 years.
Yeah, this is
Because I think he
his.
was a Dodger in 2018.
Yeah,
So it's just
that was
also
his
the
first year
fact
with
that,
the Dodgers. That was when he broke out.
yeah, it's just crazy how he has, like, those home runs, the 200 whatever home runs that he's had for the Dodgers have all come in like an 8-year span. Like, that's kind of crazy. He's averaging like about 30, just over 30 home runs a year.
Yeah,
Or around 30 home runs a year.
he's hit 35 twice and he's hit 36 twice. Those are like his top ones. He had a
Yeah.
21 home run season in 2022, and then some sub 21s, whatever. There were some seasons where
And he had a bunch in the COVID year too, I'm pretty
he had
sure.
12 in that year. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had
Like
a bunch.
that's like 12 is good for considering, he
Considering it
played like
was
probably 50 something games.
58 games he played out of 60.
Yeah.
And then, there were two sub 20 home run years the past 2 seasons, but, he missed a good amount of time in each of those years. 100 games.
2020 was such a funny year.
3 games.
Do you remember who led the league in home runs that year?
Was it Luke Voit?
Yep. Do you know who was second?
I don't remember who was second.
I believe it was the top 3 was Voit, Abreu, and Ozuna. just like the funniest top 3 home run leaderboard in the history of the sport.
That's hilarious. Didn't Luke Voit instantly fall off a cliff too?
Oh yeah, 100%.
It was instant. It wasn't even like he was kind of okay for another year and then he was asked. He was instantly.
Let me see. Okay, 2021, he appeared in 68 games, 241 plate appearances. He had 11 home runs, 113 WRC plus. Okay. Not awful. That as a bench guy, that's good.
He was okay.
And then the year after that, he played for San Diego, and he was kind of good. And then he went he was good in San Diego. Then he was a part of the Soto trade.
Whew.
And with Washington, he was not as good, but he did hit, he was still hitting home runs. Now he's playing in the NPB, and in 62 plate appearances, yet to hit a home run. He had 13 in the NPB last year and 276 plate appearances. For a 178 WRC plus, he was a 300 hitter last year in the NPB.
Damn, okay, Luke Voit, go off.
For the Rakuten Golden Eagles.
Go off, brother, go off.
Respect.
What a season, man. What a season.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, I was just talking about a fun season today with someone, because we were talking about the MLB The Show content, and we're thinking who's the Lightning card going to be? And I said, bring back that Eric Thames card. Remember Eric Thames coming back from the KBO in the 1 year Milwaukee?
And he was easily the MVP after the first month of the season. He was 350. I think he was leading the league in home runs. And it was ridiculous. He was insane. And the rest of the year he was fine. But
still a very good year in the grand scheme of things.
Oh, of course.
But it's just there was just a couple months in the season where this guy looked like he was the best hitter on the planet.
He looked like Barry Bonds the first month of the season.
Yes.
He was hitting everything, and he was hitting everything out of the fucking yard. I remember, because I was 13 when that happened, right? I'm 22 right now.
It's a cool story. I mean, going to Korea to kind of revive your career, coming back after 5 years and then doing that.
I think the thing is he only was able to hit fastballs when he was in the big leagues the first time, right? And then breaking balls fucked him up, and then he goes over there and they throw a lot more breaking balls, and so he adjusts to it a little bit better, and he comes back and he's fucking hammering the
Yeah,
baseball.
and that's one of the times where it really benefits a player to go over there and come back and kind of use that as practice. I don't want to say practice because
Well, it helped.
it's not
Well,
like
regardless, it helps you. It helps him adjust to cycling,
yes,
right?
yeah,
That was an area that he was
yeah,
struggling with, and maybe honestly, I might. There's a chance I'm misremembering this. I'm going based fully off memory here, but I feel like I remember like seeing this kind of stuff around that time. That he just struggled big time against breaking balls and going over there.
yeah.
You know, they throw a lot more breaking balls. You come over back here. You know, the problem is never the fastball, but now you're able to hit the fastball and you're able to hit the breaking ball too. You're able to
Yeah, it
properly
was
seed it.
also it's also because um obviously overseas like in Korea, so it was not just the fact that it was the breaking balls, it was also his approach and his plate discipline. So it really helped with his mechanics and just going through that um kind of facing the higher spin rates and more like unconventional pitches at the time. Like splitters are obviously a big thing now, but back like 10 years ago, splitters weren't like they were
No,
today.
you weren't.
It was seen as a more like,
Even still, it's
no,
not.
I
It's
don't want to say,
even right now. It's not like throwing like that much. You know what I mean? You have some high profile
yeah,
names that throw them, but it's not like
but
anything
yeah,
crazy.
so seeing pitches like that really helped with his decision making and his swing, like his swing decisions, and being able to hit the breaking ball when he was already good at hitting the fastballs just made him a more complete hitter. And it just is one of those what ifs. Like, what if he was just that good from the jump? Imagine what his career could have been.
Wasn't he so good in the KBO? Like his nickname was literally
Yeah,
like
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Like they were calling him something like that. It's ridiculous.
Something like that.
What
I'm pretty,
I'm
yeah.
gonna look that up. I'm gonna say what was Eric Thames'
Yeah,
nickname?
he was called God.
Like it's ridiculous, man. He was that good over there. Hey, he appeared in a whole one game in the NPB in 2021. Shout out. He's not played since.
He was also called I don't I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, Sang Namja, which in Korean translates basically to badass,
Hey,
which is pretty
man.
fire.
Shout out. That guy had aura. That guy did have aura.
He did.
Let's be, with beard,
Oh,
the
he
tattoos, and
100%
everything.
did.
He was tough as hell. I can't lie. I can't lie. Another guy I actually want to give a shout out. Ali De La Cruz. This is a guy we were pretty critical of in the offseason. And, rightfully so. You know what I mean? He was not good in the second half of last season. But so far this year, he's having a damn good year. He is one of the best players in the NL right now. He's hitting for power. He's getting on base. He's providing good value everywhere. The only National League player who has a higher F WAR than him is Matt Olson. That's it. Everyone else is either equal or lower than Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, and
So
it's also worth noting that last year, this is really interesting. So we had this conversation last year
is it the switch hitting
against
conversation?
righties,
Oh,
128 WC plus, against lefties, 64. This year against righties, 121, against lefties, 225. He has really improved hitting against lefties. Obviously, it's not the same sample size, but it's worth noting that in like 60 less at bats and like 80, in like 70 less plate appearances, he has the same amount of home runs for both sides.
yeah,
So he's really been improving hitting as a righty
yeah. I remember
than he was.
we had the conversation of like just switch hitting in general and how a lot of guys can honestly probably benefit from just dropping the switch hitting thing. And I think we were
Yeah.
both saying whenever we talked about it, November, December, or October, whatever, that like Ellie De La Cruz might be just better off just dropping the switch hitting act and just
I think it was like right. It was our previews for the division series. We were talking about it after a series against the Dodgers.
yeah, it might have been that. And we were saying like he might just be better off just dropping the switch hitting thing and just hitting from like the left side because he's just not
Hey, I mean,
hitting very very
he's
well.
he's figured it out clearly.
There is also another alternative route that you can go down, and this is the route that he's clearly going down right now. It's called just fucking be better. just fucking do the thing.
Yeah.
Like just do it. And that is exactly what he's doing. He has a 514 weighted on base average against lefties this year. That's insane. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, whew. My God. He's absolutely insane. You know what's really weird?
What?
He has one singular plate appearance where he faced a right-handed pitcher as a righty,
Yeah,
and he
I did.
and he went
Yeah,
deep. He went deep.
yeah.
If
No, I'm
any
curious. Who's that against?
if anyone's curious, I have no idea. I could not tell you. If anyone's curious, that's a 2.075 woba right there. If anyone's curious, or a 1275 WRC plus. That's a pretty good number.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. I think that's good. But yeah, man, shout out Ellie having a fantastic season. Big part of the reason, by the way, why the Reds are as good as they are right now. I was, I would say we both were a little skeptical of the Reds coming into the season, and I mean, I don't think that they're going to maintain. I think I think they're tied for the second best record in baseball. Yeah, they're tied with the Dodgers and Yankees right now for the second best record in baseball. I don't think that's going to hold. I don't know about all that, but like if Ellie De La Cruz is playing at this rate again, so far 1.6 WAR, 149 WRC plus, incredible, right? That is, if anyone's curious, that is 7.5 WAR per 650 plate appearances. If he plays like that the whole season, the Reds are so in business, right? Like that almost changes the whole outlook of the roster from before we were saying like they're okay to now with Ali being that guy. It's like, all right, this changes things a little bit, right? So
Yeah.
you love to see it. So yeah, I wanted to give Ellie a little shout. Is there anyone else you want to give a little shout before we move on to the next?
I think that's good. Well, I mean, there's some pitchers I want to talk about, which we'll get to.
We will get to. I'll start us off with the pitcher of the month. We'll start in the NL this time. My NL pitcher of the month for the Atlanta Braves, Bryce Elder.
I like that.
He has been so good. This one was a little tough. I was going back and forth between a couple guys. Nolan McLean leads.
That's who I have the limit.
Leads
Personally.
the NL in WAR, or like NL pitchers in WAR. Bryce Elder's not
Yeah.
very far behind him. Another Met actually, Clay Holmes. He actually leads all NL starters in ERA, but I went with Bryce Elder. He's so far at a 1.88 ERA, which is second in the National League. He is fourth in WAR among all starters in the National League. He's been so good. He's not getting like a whole lot of strikeouts, like only 7.53 strikeouts per nine, but he's not walking anybody. Nobody's getting any hard contact against this guy. His home runs per nine is sub 0.5. It's 0.42, which is kind of crazy, right? Home run to fly ball ratio, like they're not taking him deep at all, which you like. You love to see that. Now, I don't think that this profile is perfect, right? You're limiting barrels and, you're not walking guys. Overall, the contact isn't, like, super soft. I don't think he's going to maintain a sub-2 ERA for the whole season. But regardless of however you want to slice it, he has been incredible, right? There is no denying that he's been incredible, right? Keeping the ball in the zone, keeping the ball in places where it's hard for them to hit and inducing less ideal contact or batted ball outcomes. A lot of pop-ups, whatever. That's a really good formula to win, to get outs, to get results, and it's been working for Bryce Elder. So that is my NL pitcher of the month. And you said you had who again exactly?
I have Nolan McLean.
Nolan McLean.
Yeah. I mean, he's striking out batters at a ridiculous rate. Fifth among qualified starting pitchers in the league in strikeouts per nine, while also not walking a ton. He's walking just about 2.5 batters per nine, and he's also not giving up any home runs, really. Less than half per nine. So the per nines obviously look great, and it's also more than that. His ERA is 2.55, which is actually higher than his expected ERA of 2.28.
Mm-hmm.
His FIP is 2.26, xFIP being 2.61. Nolan McLean has proven that, he's legit. He is a legit prospect who came up to the major leagues, and now he's a legit major leaguer. We
He's on
saw
it.
last year in the limited time he was unbelievable, and the big question for people, rightfully so, was, can he do this throughout like in a full season? So far, starting the majors, it's looking like he can.
He's doing it, man.
Uh, Very interesting pitch mix too, in the sense that he has six different pitches, all of which he throws a decent amount. Like it's not like there's a couple pitches where he throws like 1 or 2% of the time. It's just like once or twice all year. He throws the least used pitcher in his repertoire is at 9%, which pretty good for having six pitches.
Yeah, like he has a very
He
clear primary,
mixes,
but his
yeah,
secondaries are all mixed in there pretty good.
exactly. He mixes his pitches well, and there's none that really get hit all that hard except for the one he throws the least amount, which he throws the least amount for a reason.
Makes sense.
But
It tracks.
his curveball is just absolutely unreal. The X Woba on his curveball is 0.70, and the actual Woba is 0.43. So that is definitely emerging as one of the best pitches in baseball. And for a pitch that, a lot of people are saying is going obsolete and just the curveball, he's making it work.
Sorry, you said his X Woba on the curveball is 070 and his actual Woba is 043, right?
0.43.
God
Yeah.
damn. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
so
worst
that
pitch.
that curveball is working.
Nearly
He
a
primarily used it against
50%,
left.
by the way, nearly a 50% whiff rate on the curveball. 48.5%. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it worked. That to say the least, it worked. But yeah, I mean, it's just like we said last week, and it's no secret. Having a bunch of different pitches that are all good are really beneficial because it keeps batters guessing. And once the batters are guessing, you've already won the that part of the matchup at least,
Big
because
advantage.
yeah, you have that advantage. And yeah, I mean, it's not just the curveball that's good, but the reason why I want to highlight the curveball is because we've seen the curveball being used less and less by pitchers every year. And I'm sure now that he's retired, Clayton Kershaw watching Nolan McLean pitch, saying, "Damn, that's a damn good curveball."
I was the king when he was in Lake King of the curveball. King.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely. No, yeah. McLean's been good, man. He's been so insane. It's crazy because his stuff is so good. He doesn't get like a crazy amount of like chase, right? Like people aren't chasing like pitches
yeah,
out of the zone very much against him. Only a 26th percentile chase rate. But it doesn't matter. His stuff is so good. He still has a 70th percentile whiff rate and a 95th percentile strikeout rate. Insane.
oh yeah,
This kid is absolutely legit. I understand the skepticism of just like a rookie first full season, whatever. I get it, right? I even said like you never know,
yeah,
right? Like temper the expectations because at the end of the day it happens, right? It's a pretty normal thing for young players. But he's proving like I'm that guy, and I'm not. I don't need a year or two to be that guy. I'm that guy right now. Like
yeah.
I don't need
Also,
time.
low chase rate, but it's funny because I saw a tweet about this today. I forget who exactly it was about, but it was somebody who was like a ground ball pitcher, and they were showing the savant saying, "Wow, nobody like swings and misses or whatever. He not doesn't get people to chase." But it's like, why would somebody who gets a good amount of ground balls need to be
The chase
getting
pitcher,
guys to chase?
exactly.
Are
That's
you going to
not.
look at Tyler Rogers and say, "Why the hell is his chase rate so low?"
Well,
And
no.
say
What I
he's
was
bad
saying
because
was
like
his in the zone stuff is so good, anyways. That guys,
exactly. It's
that's where
like
guys
yeah,
swing and
yeah.
miss.
That's
Like it doesn't
that's
really
what
matter.
makes him good.
It
It's
doesn't.
because even if you throw a guy a pitch that's in the zone, it doesn't mean he's gonna hit it.
Yeah, and clearly, like that's what's happening. Like guys are not hitting these
Yeah,
pitches. Like we said, that curveball, nearly a 50% whiff rate on it. I think his changeup and his cutter, which I know the cutter is one that gets hit a little bit harder, but those both have over 35% whiff rates, which is kind of crazy. Like he's
yeah,
on it. He's been really good. He's been one of the few bright spots for the Mets. Um,
yeah. And I mean the curveball last year was obviously very good too, having actually a 50% whiff, or like without rounding up, it literally was a 50% whiff rate.
yeah,
So
on it, man. No, he's damn good too. He's damn
yeah,
good. Another quick shout I want to give Chase Dollander, um,
yep,
over in Colorado. You know what's crazy? They've only had him make one start this season, which is kind of ridiculous. Um, they st- They came, dude. I remember like before the season started, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna have him in the bullpen." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" They've, now he's pitching more, right? He started a few days ago, so it is what it is. Before that, he was like coming out of the bullpen. It was weird because like he would come out of the bullpen and he would throw like 4 innings. I don't know why you just didn't
Yeah.
have him in the rotation to start, but I mean, hey, whatever. If you're gonna put him in the rotation now, it's good. Um, this guy's been one of the top pitching prospects in the league, right? And
Yeah.
you know what they say about pitchers in Colorado? It's usually not a fun
Yeah.
time. And now he's only pitched 2 games in Colorado. His first one being against the Phillies. He pitched 4 1/3 innings. He struck out 6, only allowed 1 earned run. A damn nice outing. And then his second outing in Colorado, like at Coors, he went 6 innings. He struck out 9, allowed 3 hits, walked 1.
Yeah.
Even in
And
Coors, he's
yeah,
he's on it.
and this is somebody who's not a starter, but also in that pitching staff in Colorado that's really stuck out is Antonio Senzatella.
Senzatella.
He's given up 1 earned run in 19 2/3 innings.
Yeah, he's
Again, only 3 of his outings were at home, I believe. But even then, 1 run in almost 20 innings is just absurd no matter where you play.
yeah, like this guy's FIP is sub 2 right now. Like he hasn't given up a single homer. Like you said, he's given up 1 run, no homers given up. He's not walking anybody pretty much. Getting an okay
Yeah,
amount of
very,
strikeouts too.
very
But I
low
remember
walk rate.
there was like a whatever, like however many weeks ago, I don't remember. There was this tweet that went out, and it was the Rockies. They're posting the stat like the ERA about how good their pitching staff is, and someone quote tweeted and was like, "Do you know how crazy it is that the Rockies how good the Rockies pitching staff is that they don't have to use like league adjusted ERA to demonstrate how good their staff is?" And real. And a lot of that comes from these guys like, Antonio Senzatella and, Chase Dollander. Like, these guys have been on it. Usually you would expect the Rockies to be, near the bottom of the league in ERA. I think that makes a lot of
Oh, and I'm seeing
sense,
Okamoto
right?
has 2 homers. Not bad.
And if we take that, that's the guy. And they're 16th in ERA right now, which is solid. Like, you take that if you're a Rockies fan, right? Considering you are in a place that is, known as like hell for pitchers, you absolutely take it, right? So it is what it is. Are we ready to go to the AL now? Is there anything else you want
Yeah.
to touch on really quick? So my AL pitcher of the month, I'm gonna imagine that you have the same one, but my AL pitcher of the month is Jose Soriano.
Yes.
Jose Soriano. There's some other guys that were definitely in consideration, but Jose Soriano has just been off to an absolutely insane start. He was not allowing anyone to cross the plate. He finished the month with, let me pull it up again. I think it was a point like 8.2 ERA or something like that. He has been absolutely insane. .84, excuse me. I was off by .02. The best earned run average
Yeah.
among AL pitchers by a pretty good margin too. Like it wasn't really that close between him and the second best guy. The second best guy was Cam Schlittler, and it was 151, so that's like a .7 gap or so.
Hey, yeah, Cam Schiller is someone who was on like my short list as a guy I want to shout out. But yeah, Schiller unconventional pitch makes in the sense that he throws a fastball 89% of the time, four seam 43%, cutter 25%, sinker 21%.
Yeah,
Very interesting, and it works clearly.
it is we say this like we were talking last week. We were talking about Soriano specifically, and we were talking about the pitch mix and stuff. Obviously his pitches on an individual level are for the most part better, but he's also using his pitches a lot more and getting more out of them in that way too. But at the end of the day, Ethan, it's not the try league. It's the get it done. It's the get it done league. And
Yep,
Cam
that's one of my
Schiller
favorite
is
things.
absolutely getting it done.
Yeah.
He's also been one of the best pitchers in the AL this year. He leads all like major league pitchers in WAR, and he's not like super far ahead. He has a 2 WAR this season. Scooble's next up at 1.6. Who would have guessed that Scooble was up there, right?
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you how good Schlittler's been. Um, I had said before the season, the Yankees' rotation has some question marks, right? Not necessarily that I think their rotation isn't good, but there's some things that, it wasn't as certain. You know what I mean? Beyond Fried, okay, how Schlittler's going to be in his first full season. What about, when Carlos Rodon comes back from his injury? How is Luis Heel going to be when Garrett Cole comes back? Cam Schlittler pitching like this, it makes it so much easier. Makes everything else easier. Right?
Yeah.
Makes everything else easier. He wasn't quite there to take the award from Soriano in my mind, but he was just,
Yeah.
he was definitely on the list.
Yeah. And there's one guy who also I had to mention because I have him on my short list for the pitcher of the month as well as rookie of the month.
Okay. Who we?
And it's Parker Messick of Cleveland.
Yep.
Just first of all, he doesn't throw hard. His fastball tops out at about 94, 95 tops at.
Yeah, averages 93.7 according to Fangraphs. Yeah. But it works.
So, yeah, it does. So, I mean, just shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Davis Martin, by the way, the White Sox has also been really good. And he's another guy. He doesn't throw that hard. He only throws 94. But he does two things really well. He doesn't walk anybody, right? No free passes and a lot of soft contact. He is just a .49 home runs per nine. That's really damn good. That's really good. Another little bright spot for the White Sox right now. That's the kind of thing that you're looking for, especially in times like these. Let's say, right? Someone who, I'm not gonna say he's like super young. He's 29. But a guy who kind of emerges. Whether he is a part of your team in a few years, or you trade him, or whatever happens, right? Regardless of how his future goes, he's pitching really well right now, and it's kind of like one of the things that you can't really ask for more out of him if you're the White Sox. It's kind of perfect. Yeah. Shout out Jose Soriano. That's the guy. I think he was your guy too, right?
Yeah.
He was, yeah. So that's the AL pitcher of the month. Down. Now, I think we're ready to go into reliever of the month if you want to start us off. I have a feeling we have the same guys for both, but, we'll see.
For reliever of the month?
I have a feeling we have the same guys for both, but let's hear it.
Yeah, so got Mason Miller.
Yeah, Mason Miller in the NL makes sense, yeah.
I meant for AL. I thought you said NL?
Oh, well, you said Mason Miller, so I was like...
I just thought, I just started with Mason Miller. I was just...
Oh.
Well, are we going...
We're all fucked up now. You know what? We already said Mason Miller. We're starting the NL. Whatever. Mason Miller. I'm sure this wasn't a very difficult one to guess. I'm sure anyone
Shout out
who
Louis
does.
Varland,
Sorry.
Shout out Louis Varland.
Absolute.
For the AL. AL.
Absolutely. Louis Varland has been the man. Has the best WAR among like all qualified AL relievers right now. Listen. Everyone talks about how good Mason Miller's been, right? And understandably so. Mason Miller has been an absolute demon. But you at home listening or watching or whatever, do you know that Louis Varland actually has a better earned run average than Mason Miller? And would you be interested to know that Mason Miller's earned run average is a little over double Louis Varland's? Would you be surprised to learn that? Because that's crazy. The only qualified relievers with a lower earned run average than Louis Varland are the following guys, right? Antonio Senzatella, we just talked about, Matt Brash, and Brennan Bernardino. Also another Rocky, by the way. Shout out the Rockies. Those are the only relievers in the entire league, in the entire majors, not even just the AL, who have a lower earned run average than Louis Varland. He's been ridiculous. That's the guy. We talked about when the Blue Jays traded for him, like, this guy's legit, right? Strikes guys out, gets stupid amount of ground balls. Like, it's exactly what you want from pitchers. Doesn't walk too many guys. last year he was getting like an okay amount of strikeouts, like around I think it was around 9 strikeouts per nine, which is like pretty good. But it's not like a guy you would think is gonna overpower everybody and just he's not gonna be Mason Miller, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He has he's 14.63 strikeout per nine rate. Isn't that insane from let's be honest, a primarily ground ball pitcher?
Yeah.
I feel like that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. He's been ridiculous. He's the dog. Lou Dog, by the way.
They've given him a nickname.
The committee?
Yup. That's just
Yup.
an elite nickname.
That's an elite nickname.
Also, I'm just going to say this first of all. Jeff Hoffman has a great entrance song, Being Alive by Kid Cudi. And the light show, it's cool, right? But
I just want to say really quick. You know what I miss?
What?
I miss Jordan Romano's light show when he entered. That was fire.
Tsunami.
That was fire.
The only unfortunate thing is that the regular Tsunami one, not the remix, is so much better. But that's a argument for a different day.
This is true.
But there's just something about it's a good song, Alive by Cudi. Don't get me wrong, I love Kid Cudi. I think it's a great song. But here's the thing that Mason Miller has that the average reliever doesn't. One of the best entrances you'll ever see. It's Blind by Korn. If that doesn't get you fired the fuck up, I don't know what will. But Louis Varlins comes damn close. Lights go out, and you see him come in, and then the lights start, and then it's Animal I Become by 3 Days Grace. I mean, my God. That's a closer entrance right there.
Absolutely fire. And
that's a closer entrance.
I have not felt so confident in a reliever coming into a game in a long time. I mean specifically for Toronto. Than when I do when Louis Varlin enters the game. When Louis Varlin enters the game, I'm like, it's all good. We're chilling. We got it. Right? And, obviously last year when they had him, last year it was a little weird, he got, his results weren't as great, but you knew what was there. A lot of the process was still really good. And then, in the postseason, he gave up the odd home run, but that was kind of it. But, you could tell. Now it's crazy. What's ridiculous?
What?
100th percentile strikeout rate.
Yeah.
As a guy who, a year ago, we would call him a ground ball pitcher. And now he has 26 strikeouts in 16 innings.
I mean, there's another pitcher on the Jays who has a very high strikeout rate. That's Jeff Hoffman, 99th percentile.
This is true.
Unfortunately, he's not a ground ball pitcher. He's a home run pitcher.
We don't talk about the rest of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Jeff Hoffman's Savant page, you would dead ass think that this guy was a top 5 reliever in the sport.
I know that his strikeout rate is crazy, and I'm sure that his walk rate isn't great and a lot of the other stuff. I want to see. I want the visual of the red circles in front of my face, just so I can. Yeah, no, you would think this guy's an elite reliever. You would think he's
fucking elite. Yeah, not just
ridiculous.
You wouldn't think he's pretty good. You would think this guy's absolutely unbelievable by looking at his expected ERA, expected batting average, his strikeout rates, his whiff rates, chase rates, stuff like that, and the fact that he's 81st percentile in hard hit percentage. That's another funny
73rd percentile ground ball rate, which I think is hilarious, by the the way. It does not feel like it because it feels like
Unfortunately, the other 27%
are fucking
in the
all
seats.
home runs. 27% of your batted balls are out of the yard. But anyways, yeah, man, it is what it is. We talked last week a little bit about Mason Miller, so I don't think we need to talk about him as much this week. There is another guy in the NL, really quick, I want to give a shout. Riley O'Brien of the Cardinals. Insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Yep. This motherfucker is
he's locked in.
Damn nice. One of the best relievers in the league so far this year. And he's striking guys out. You know how I say soft contact, not walking anybody? He's doing that to the max. There's not a lot of home run this year. Guess his walks per nine.
I'm gonna guess it's less than 2 for sure. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna guess. I know Miller's like one. Do you have Miller's in front of you? I'll use that as like a basis.
Here. I just have to switch the tab really quick. I have Miller's is 1.76.
I'll say 1.15.
You know what's crazy? It's actually like a lot lower than that.
0.65.
You're you're actually very close right now. It's a little bit lower, but you're very close.
0.57.
5'9".
That's absurd. I don't
Zero
care how
point
early into a season it
five
is.
nine walks per nine.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
One of the
I saw
obviously.
I saw a thing that Sean Burke has yet to walk a batter recently, which is also kind of crazy.
Whew, like it's crazy because just not walking guys, it just it's so helpful because a walk or a couple walks or whatever it can come back to bite you so hard, right? We all know this.
Yeah,
But just not walking anyone at this rate, that was one of the things that we talked about why Tyler Rogers is so good, is because he doesn't walk anybody, right?
yeah,
Now, here's a guy who throws 98, has an 86th percentile strikeout rate, 71st percentile chase rate, 98th percentile ground ball rate, and 100th percentile walk rate. So, in case anyone doesn't understand what that means that this guy throws absolute gas, right? Is basically a three
yeah.
pitch pitcher, by the way. But he throws absolute gas. He gets guys to chase a lot. He strikes out a lot of guys. Basically, nobody walks against him. Nobody gets any hard contact against him. Do you want to take a guess how many barrels he's allowed this season?
0-0.
0. He's not allowed a
Yeah,
single barrel this season. I understand reliever, a month into the season, small sample, whatever. Regardless, 0 is ridiculous. He's not allowed a single barrel all season. And he gets a metric fuck ton of ground balls.
yeah.
Is there anything there that, like, out of everything that he does, is there anything that I listed where you're like, I really wish he did this too? I can't think of anything. Because I think all the
No,
things that
I
you
mean,
want a pitcher to do, now obviously you can't get a pitcher most of the time to do all of these things, but, get guys to strike out, don't walk guys, soft contact, balls on the ground, right?
yeah.
That's usually what you want out of a guy.
I mean, there's nothing that you can really look like. The only thing you can really nitpick about his profile is like, I'd like maybe a little more swing and miss, but like, that is such a, but with a ground ball, with such a high ground ball rate, like that's way higher than it should be. Like that's the crazy part.
Absolutely.
Because it's
Nearly
what I'm going into people saying like, oh yeah, it doesn't get a lot of swing and miss or whatever. 98th percentile ground ball percentage, you don't need it. But like that's literally the only thing you can even nitpick.
63.2% ground ball rate. 63.2%. Nearly two-thirds ground balls.
Yeah.
Two-thirds of batted balls nearly are on the ground. That is such an insane recipe for success. He has nothing hit in the air almost. Like, almost just barely over a third of his batted balls are in the air, right? Keep in mind, when we say that a position player like has a 50% ground ball rate, we're like, damn, he hits the ball on the ground like more than you'd want.
Yeah.
Nobody gets it in the air against this guy. That is how you limit damage, right? That is how you limit the big bats from doing what they want to do. You bring in a Riley O'Brien, and they hit a fuck ton of ground balls to your shortstop, your third baseman, your second baseman, and they get outs. And you know what else is gonna happen? If someone, if he does happen to walk anyone ever, guess what? It's a double play. The next pitch. Next pitch is a double play.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
That's
what it
what's
is.
so good about having pitchers with this ground ball rate and not giving up barrels, because it's like, you know that if it's put in play, it's more than likely a double play ball. Like obviously, granted the situation,
Yeah, but like
but
the odds are in
yeah,
your favor. So yeah, I wanted to shout him out because honestly, if it wasn't for Mason Miller, it would be Riley O'Brien. If it wasn't for Mason
yeah,
Miller, and I probably wouldn't think twice about it either. As much as other guys have been great,
yeah,
like shout out like Antonio Senzatella. Um,
Yeah, I'd also have a hard time though giving somebody a relief pitcher like award thing when they're not like the designated closer. Not to say they can't be good, but it's like you're also not in the highest leverage of situations typically, which is why you're not getting
well,
the save opportunities.
to be fair, Riley O'Brien's like near the top of the leaderboard in
No,
save.
I'm saying
Oh,
Senzatella's
you're talking about
case.
him? Okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about
Yeah.
O'Brien. I was like, all
No,
right.
like it's very impressive, and Senzatella's having a great season. I'm not taking that away, but the reason why Senzatella wasn't like my number one or even like number two for that matter is because he's just we haven't seen him in those higher leverage situations yet.
Okay. I hear you. It's not.
Yeah, I'm Riley O'Brien. I'm giving him his props
He's
sure
no
as well,
Victor
and I'm giving
Vodnik. He's no
Senzatella.
Victor Vodnik.
No, but Louis Varland, it's to the point where I'm heavily considering getting his jersey at this point.
Oh,
So
it will be happening. I have
yeah,
a
I have a Trey
cease.
on the way right
I have
now.
a cease and Okamoto on the way. Like they should be here. Like
Oh, I need a cease,
they should be
dude.
here any day. I got it like after his first start, and I mean I knew I was gonna love the guy like after
Yeah.
like right when they signed him. I don't remember if I told you this, but when we did our off season board, I originally had Cease of Toronto on there, and then I was like, no, I think if they get a starter, they're gonna trade for one. I don't think they're gonna sign a starter. So I originally
I
had.
honestly thought it was either going to be Imai or King that we got.
I thought if we signed one, it would have been like Ranger, which I wasn't super in love with.
No, I don't think he's bad, but he's definitely farther down on the list of the free agent
Yeah.
pitchers that I would have preferred.
I was thinking like I think if they get a starter, they're probably gonna end up trading for one more likely than signing one. That was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, I'm not
I mean,
complaining.
what if we put?
And I
What
wasn't.
if we put?
I was never
Yeah.
complaining. He was originally on my board as Toronto, which it should be here any day. I'm kind of waiting for it. I feel like it's
I mean,
already.
we were talking at the deadline, talking about how good Cease is and that like whoever gets Cease is getting a dog,
He's
and
getting an
how
absolute
you can't
beater.
just look at his ERA and make an opinion based off that. And boy, were we right.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, like
It doesn't take somebody who is, a professional scout or something to be able to tell that
to be
Dylan
able to
Cease,
tell you
very
that
good
someone
pitcher.
with extremely good stuff, and even before the Toronto part was thrown in there,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Obviously, now he has one of the best defenses in the league behind him.
Yeah.
You didn't need that to even, be like, hey,
Yeah.
Dylan Cease is really
Oh,
good.
that reminds me. I saw a very funny tweet today. It was talking about how like the eye test doesn't match the stats in the sense of like the Blue Jays defense looks bad.
Yeah.
But like it's funny because even just not this year, the defense has always been good, but it's like the mistakes they make are just so hilariously bad that they makes it seem way worse. Like for example, routine ball and Bo throwing it into the fourth row, or like Tyler Heineman's two errors against the White Sox this year.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that where it's like comically bad.
Yeah, no, it always there's always a bit of a thing there. You know what I saw today? I saw this tweet about Mason Fluharty, right? And so, or he was the subject of it. And so the first tweet is someone, he does a tier list and he's giving like letter grades for every Blue Jay this season, right? And he puts Mason Fluharty in like the D tier, which is crazy because if you've it's crazy if you've watched the games. If you haven't watched him pitch at all, and you just see the surface stats and you see like a high ERA, like yeah, whatever, I get it. But here's the thing for anyone who is not aware of this context, right? Mason Fluharty has been so far charged with 7 earned runs. 2 of those batters they reached by hitting comebackers that hit off of Mason Fluharty's leg, and the other
that was insane.
And the third one scored on a pop-up that did not leave the infield, that nobody caught, and was not.
I think my favorite part of that was that I think it was Eloy Jimenez was in a tier higher.
Oh, he is. He was in C tier, which I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah,
and so Damon quote tweets it at Damon 90.
Oh, yeah, that's how I saw it because he was talking. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the tweet.
He was talking about like the expect. Yeah,
that's the tweet I saw because I follow him, and so that one came up on my timeline, and so I see that tweet, and it's like this is Fluharty's stats so far. Like his expected ERA for reference is 2.42, and his FIP is 3.31, which is a big difference between his ERA, whatever it is. I think it starts with a 7, whatever it is. And
how are you going to put him in the same tier as Jeff Hoffman,
that's
man?
what I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. As Davis Schneider, who
and Eric Lauer.
I love Davis Schneider, but he's been playing awful this season. You're gonna put Mason Fluharty in that same tier?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you that he's playing awful this season.
You're gonna put Brandon Valenzuela ahead of him? Like, I'm sorry, let's get serious. Let's get real. Eloy Jimenez, let's get serious. Come on. So, and then that tweet gets quote tweeted. And this guy's like, yeah, this is why people hate quote unquote analytics people, right? And he replies to this tweet being like, dude, he has a 7.36 ERA. Come on, expected ERA is irrelevant in terms of how he's actually produced, which is ridiculous because again, 42 point whatever the percentage is, whatever decimal point of his earned runs are quite literally on balls that did not go further than the pitcher's mound. 2 of them hit off of his leg. And one of them was a pop-up that nobody caught. One of his earned runs is a defensive lowlight.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. And the other 2 are back-to-back, like, how does this even happen moment. Like, a back-to-back, how does this even happen moment. Don't talk to me about D-tier, man. Don't talk to me about no D-tier. Anyways, I just want to say that, because I saw that today, and I thought it was really funny. Shadow Big Fluharty. I think I saw that while I was at work. I was on my lunch break or something. I was sitting down. I scrolled past. I'm like, man, what are we fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we are good to go on to our last monthly award really quick. That is our Rookie of the Month. I guess I'll start us off. We started NL last time. I'm going to go in the AL. I have Kevin McGonigal as my AL Rookie of the Month. Ethan, who do you?
Yeah, I think that's fair. That's who I have. But obviously, some big shout-outs. Parker Messick, who I did before.
Mm-hmm.
Self-explanatory, but Murakami. And Sal Stewart of the Reds.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This one was not, like, as easy. Or, sorry, not that it was, like, a super, super tough one. Admittedly, some of the pitchers in the AL, I mean, aside from Messick, haven't been, like, super, super crazy. But, like, honestly, like, McGonigal's been so good. We talked about this when we found out
hitters in baseball, take out rookie. He's one of the best hitters this year.
Absolutely. When we were talking about when they announced that he was going to be on the roster, we were talking about, like, you know, we'll see how his rookie season goes because just not everyone hits the ground running. But, like, this kid's legit. Like, I think he had, like, a 70, 75 great hit tool, something like that. And then he instantly comes out in his first game. I think he had, like, 4 hits in his first game, like 2 extra base hits. His first major league game, ridiculous. So far, leads all All-American League rookies in WAR at 1.6. Leads All-American rookies in WRC+. If anyone is curious, even if you just completely remove the rookie thing from it, he is the 6th best hitter in the American League right now among all qualified hitters. Only Shea Langeliers. Sorry, I'm going to name all the hitters that have a higher WRC plus than him in the AL. Shea Langeliers, Mike Trout, Aaron Judge, Ben Rice, and Yordan Alvarez. That's pretty good company, I'd say. Would you agree? I think that's pretty good company.
Yeah.
You have a higher WRC plus than, like, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Yandy Diaz, Nick Kurtz, like, Junior Caminero, Bobby Witt Jr., Byron Buxton. Like, this kid is legit. He is so good. And you know what's crazy? He's not even hitting for, like, that much power. He only has 2 home runs in 31 games, 136 plate appearances. Excluding whatever happens today. He might have went deep today, and I wouldn't know. But
McGonigal?
Yeah, he might have. I have no idea.
I will check right now.
You know, but regardless of
he did not. He actually went 0 for 5.
Okay, so listen, those numbers I mentioned are going to
go
down.
Parker Messick is now the rookie of the month.
He's been dethroned. He's been dethroned for April Rookie of the Month. Because of what
Even
happened.
though it's May now,
Because of
yeah.
a May game.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like McGonagall's been ridiculous. Like, it's probably easily the
Okay,
front.
I'll even be this guy.
Let's hear it.
Only one of the outs was a strikeout. One of the flyouts was 325, 95 off the bat. There was a line out that was 936 expected batting average. That was caught. Then there was a ground out that wasn't great, but another ground out that was like 336 expected batting average. So hit the ball hard, but got out.
Hey,
So
listen,
not even a bad game.
sometimes you just, it's just one of those days, right? Sometimes it
Yeah,
just is what
yeah,
it is. It's one of those days. But yeah, no, McGonagall, I'd say he's probably easily the front runner for AL Rookie of the Year right now.
yeah,
He is just so good. He's insane. Like,
yeah.
that's the Rookie of the Month. Yeah, shout out to like Parker Messick, like you said, Murakami, Chase DeLauder actually too. I want to give a little shout out to.
Yeah, he started off very well. Obviously, cooled down a bit, but
Yeah,
that was
has
expected.
since cooled off. I think he was the first one to like 5 home runs. He's still at 5, but regardless, got off to a really hot start, and his numbers so far still look good. But got to give the
Yeah.
shout right there. All right, unless there's anyone else you want to give a quick shout to, we can go to the NL.
No. Yeah, we could go to the NL.
All right, my NL pitcher of the month. I have a feeling that this is, or sorry, rookie of the month. Excuse me, not pitcher of the month. My NL rookie of the month. I have a feeling this is your guy too, Nolan McLean.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
him and Stewart.
This one was actually really close for me. There were.
I'm giving Sal Stewart his flowers, like I said when I was talking about the other rookies. Even though we were just going over AL, I just had to give him that. I mean, he has an OPS of like 950.
Don't forget too, JJ Weatherholt.
Almost 10 home runs. JJ, well, 100%. I mean, baseball's in a great spot. There's a lot of rookies right now, both that are putting up great numbers, and it just goes to show how development has, improved and how, it's definitely better for the league when there's a bunch of young talent that's coming up and playing great rather than, having the best players just be, guys who've been there already, been there, done that. It's nice to see some parity in the leaderboards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we were talking about, like coming into the season, like this feels like one of the best rookie classes in a long time. Like this feels like it at least, and so far, like at least the top of the rookie class is absolutely leading up to it. McGonagall in the AL, Murakami, DeLauder, Messick, obviously McLean, Weatherholt, Sal Stewart. Like these guys are cooking, right? I was really close to giving it to JJ Weatherholt, but I was like, you know what, McLean's been absolutely ridiculous. I gave it to him. He was on my short list for pitcher of the month, but I decided to give it to Bryce Elder. But yeah, man, McLean's been ridiculous. We talked about him earlier, so we're not going to talk too much about him again, just because we did a lot about it earlier. He's been so ridiculous. One of the bright spots for the Mets. One of the few bright spots in what so far has not been a very good season. Yeah, I want to give my shout outs. JJ Weatherholt, Sal Stewart. Those guys are damn good too. I'm sure they'll get in at some point this season on the monthly awards and such. But yeah, man, it's a good time. It's a good time. I can't lie.
Yeah,
it's a good time. This is some of the stuff you're following. So yeah, that was your NL Rookie of the Month too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I think honestly, I'm sure we were almost the same all the way through. I think we had a different NL pitcher of the month. I think that was it. But that's our monthly awards. We have another. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go through every team in the league, and we are going to say how confident or how worried we are about this team. We're gonna be like our panic comfort meter. We're gonna do this on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay.
10 being, oh my god, fucking fire everyone, trade everyone, and
10,
1 being,
10 is like
winning the damn World Series.
10 is like the sky is falling, the meteor is coming, like we're done. 1 is like, dude, I could not ask for anything better right now. That's number 1. Now, obviously, depending on, the expectations of the team coming into the year, that will obviously play a part. I do also want to remind everyone that it is still early in the season. Things can still happen. Things can turn around for certain teams in good and bad ways. Bad teams can make big turnarounds. Good teams can fall off a cliff. It can happen both ways.
Yeah.
So
Also, speaking of the panic button, I don't know if you're watching the Raptors game, but Darko needs to be dealt with.
I am not watching the game. I'm seeing the notification pop up on my phone.
A timeout with 10 seconds left. Coming out of the timeout was just Scotty dribbling the ball for like 7 seconds, throwing it to Shed for a three when he was heavily contested.
I saw the notification that they were up 11
That
going
was
into the
something.
fourth. They were up 92
Yeah.
81. I was like, oh shit, that's tight. And then I see the notification 104 104. We're going to OT, and I'm like, all right,
And
man.
I've seen someone sent a meme in a group chat that game's on the line. Udonis, I believe in you.
Oh man, you Donis, man. Hey man. Wait a minute, whatever it takes. Yeah,
Back to
back to
baseball.
baseball. We are going to give our basically our confidence level in each team right now. Like how should we be panicking? Should we be like super confident? And again, expectations preseason do obviously play a factor. A team that is not playing well but also was expected to be bad is not going to be a team that we're going to be panicking with. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
that is something to think about. Um, so where do you want to start, Ethan? I'm going to let you choose where we
Oh,
start.
we can start the AL East.
Start the AL East. All right, so we will go. We'll go. I guess we'll go top of the division. I guess. Actually, no. You know what? We're gonna go. We're gonna go alphabetical because I like that better. The Orioles.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how panicked or calm are you? How panicked? What are we
Uh,
saying here?
I'm not too worried. I mean, I think they're in a decent spot. Obviously, the starters haven't been great, but going into the season, you kind of knew that was the weak spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say four because I don't think they're playing bad. Like they're not. They're kind of where they should be. If that makes sense.
Like yeah, in terms of like their spot in the division, more or less, not necessarily the record,
Yes.
but
Yes. Yeah.
um, yeah, no, I think that makes sense. I was gonna say I'm probably like a maybe 4 or 5. I'm not that worried. Like I think that this team is just good enough that they're gonna figure it out on some level. Um, they have been getting hit a little bit. Like Ryan Helsley just got placed um, on the injured list, and that's a guy who's been really good for them so far to start the year. That was a big
Yes.
addition for
Elbow
them.
inflammation, so it shouldn't be anything too serious. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously, that's just not an injury you want anyone to go down with.
Yeah, that like an elbow inflammation very easily could be something that keeps him sidelined for a little longer. Trevor Rogers also on the IL, but it was like an illness thing. Like they're like, yeah, he's gonna be back when he's first eligible to come back, so that's not really that big of a deal. Um, you've had some guys not get off to super hot starts. Gunnar Henderson's start could be better. He's just not really getting on base right now. Pete Alonso isn't playing good, but that's someone you expect to figure it out. What makes this so much easier though? Adley Rutschman
What?
is a demon right now. He's
Oh
playing
yeah.
insane. After
Yeah,
a
he
lot
said
of
I ain't having another bad year. I'm just gonna be the best catcher in baseball right now.
after a lot of talks and very fair and justified talks of like, dude, like what's going on with Adley Rutschman? What's happening, right? And again, a lot of very justified conversations surrounding him given what had happened. But now he's figuring it out. Like this looks like the Adley Rutschman who was a 1-1 pick, who was putting up some of the best catcher seasons in the league his first few seasons. This is that same guy. Last season, his chase and whiff rates and all that, his strikeout walk rates were all really good, but he wasn't really making any hard contact. He's hitting the ball harder this season. His bat speed is actually up. He's actually swinging the bat a lot faster. So his bat speed went from what was it last year? It was 70.1 miles an hour to now it's 71.2. So I think that has kind of allowed him to get a little bit more out of his batted balls. You've seen a big uptick in his hard hit rate. Went from 38.6% to 47.1. His barrel rate's gone up a little bit. His average exit velocity's ticked up slightly. He's just hitting better in general. I don't expect him to maintain a 1,000 OPS. I think that is a little bit excessive. However, regardless, you got to be happy with what you're getting from him right now, and that is a big, big plus. Because I'd expect him to maintain like solid production You know what I mean? Just given the adjustments.
No, for sure.
Clearly things are different. This isn't just he's doing the same thing, but balls just happen to be falling. That I would be concerned about, right? But things are very clearly different with him, right? And you expect some, solid level of production, even when Gunnar really gets going and he looks like prime, peak Gunnar Henderson. When Pete Alonso gets it going, that's when this
Yeah.
team can start to roll.
Yeah, one thing that's really funny to me is the fact that we had the conversation about Taylor Ward potentially being able to hit more home runs.
He's at
And he
one.
only has one home run this year.
He's hitting
But
300.
it's not like he's been playing bad. He has a 155 WRC plus. He's hitting over 300, OBP of 438. Like, he's playing very well. And the home runs will come. It's just pretty funny how the one thing that you could always kind of bank on with Taylor Ward, which is, hitting the home run, hasn't been something he's had to rely on, but it's working.
Yeah, which is like, regardless, at the end of the day, Ethan, what does our boy say? It's not the try league.
It's the get it done
It's the
league.
get it done league, and he's getting it done. He's getting it done. At the end of the day. So yeah, overall, I'd say I'm I'm not too worried. I'm like, obviously you're sub 500. You're not in a hole like the Red Sox or we'll talk about the Mets later, but like they're not like that crazy in a hole. You're sub 500, but it's like you're 2 games under 500 a month into the season. It's like who cares, right? Could be better, could be worse. Like I'm not that worried. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I put them at like a 4. Yeah. Like, I'm not very worried about them. Next up, the Boston Red Sox. I would like this number is going to be higher, but I'm not like panicking about this team. Like, I'd probably say maybe like
it's different now that they fired everyone because now it's kind of thinking like, okay, the team's not really going to do like I don't see.
Like it is
seeing themselves as contenders.
Like it is objectively different. I'm actually thinking about that again now. If this was pre Alex Cora firing, I probably had them like the same thing as the Orioles. I've been like a 4. I would have been like, yeah, these guys are gonna like as bad as some of the guys are playing. It'll get figured out on some level. It's gonna be okay. But now with them firing, not even just Alex Cora, like half their coaching staff is gone. It does change things. Like I don't feel like it's that crazy to say like maybe like a 7. Like I'm decently.
I'd say a 5, honestly. I don't think it changes much because like I feel like the panic button was already hit. If that makes sense, I feel like that's what the firings were, and it's kind of like okay, now whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, well, okay, I guess that's a way to think about it. The way I'm thinking about it now is like, all right, how can you like? Are you like? Do I think like? I don't think the season's cooked. Like it's fucking May 1st, right? But you are in a hole, and you're in one of the bigger holes in the league right now, regardless of how sustainable these things are or not. A hole is a hole at the end of the day, right? Even if I think Roman Anthony's going to play better, I think Caleb Durbin's going to be better. I think Trevor Story's going to be better. Regardless of these things, you are currently in a hole. However it happened, you're in a hole. Garrett Crochet pitching poorly, you're in a hole, right? And I do wonder about some of the clubhouse stuff, and I only say this because of, their reaction to Breslow. Trevor Story was very blunt and like, yeah, the fucking direction's up in the air. We don't know what the hell's going on. Now, at the end of the day, they could just instantly flip a switch and just lock in, right? Who fucking knows? But, that's why I'd say I'm like probably like a 6. Like, I'm a little bit worried, but I'm not worried to the point where I'm gonna say like this, like like the season's over, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying like it's cooked. You gotta sell. It's done.
Whatever. No, I mean
absolutely not. I think that's a stretch. But I when I say 6 or 7, I'm like it's not great, but you can still dig yourself out of it. The Yankees.
Yeah. Safe to say that's a 1. I mean,
so far the best team in the league right now, or the best team in the AL right now. Not particularly close either.
No.
Aaron Judge is off to like a quote unquote slow start for his standards, and he's still one of the best players in baseball so far. Ben Rice is one of the best hitters in the league right now. Is having.
Oh yeah. Back to the Red Sox very quickly.
Okay.
Did you see the tweet that I sent? The one with the Jarren Duran one, where it was the dude. I
remember you sent me something. I don't remember if I responded to it, but I do remember you sent me.
It was in WSG. Here, let me.
Ooh.
Yeah, here I'll tag you in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Oh
just
no, I
thought
found
this
it! I
was
found it!
like,
I found it! The batting
oh, you
stance one.
found,
Yep,
okay,
yep, yep.
yeah, yeah.
So now you have it. The seat height. Now you have it. So now you have
Dude,
it.
I was talking, but that had me actually dying. But I will say, I wish I could go back in time and experience that movie for the first time again.
Dude, what a
That was
flick,
a
bro.
treat.
Dude, I remember. No, the first time I watched it, it was like 5 years ago. I think I was watching with Nick and maybe somebody else. I don't remember who else might have been there. Um,
Yeah.
that was my first time watching it. I'm not like a huge movie goer for anyone listening. So my
Yeah.
first time watching it, we're talking about Whiplash if you haven't caught on. Um, and Ethan sends this tweet, and Jaron Duran, he's like changing his batting stance again, and someone quote tweets it with the video of there's the one kid, I don't remember the guy's name in the movie, but he changes the seat height because he's not playing very great. He changes the seat height,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Fletcher's
That's
like,
Andrew Neiman
that's neat. Oh, was it
is
Neiman
his
who changed
name.
it? I thought it was the other.
Or was it? Oh, well, whatever it
I thought it was
was.
like the other guy who he was competing with the drummer spot.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I remember Neiman.
Okay. Yeah. I
Yeah,
thought
no, it
that's
was
right.
the it
Yeah.
was the other
I
guy.
was.
I don't remember this
Yeah.
dude's name, but it was the other drummer. I don't remember his name. And then Fletcher's like, okay. He's like, what are you looking for? You dropped something or like what the fuck? Like, and he's like, no, I was changing the seat height. He's like, oh, so what's the seat height? So now you fucking have it. Jaron Duran, you're changing your batting stance, so now you have it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was funny. But yeah, back to the Yankees. Like, this is one. Like, Cam Schlittler is one of the best pitchers in the world right now. Max Fried is still like having a really good start to the year. You're gonna have reinforcements coming, relatively soon when Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon make their way back. Carlos Rodon pitched incredible in a rehab game the other day. He should be back pretty soon. Garrett Cole is going to be coming off the IL at some point, maybe within. I don't actually know what the timeline is, but I was thinking originally sometime in May. I don't know if that's still the timeline for him, but those guys are coming. Aaron Judge is still great. Ben Rice is incredible. You have a pretty, I wouldn't say solid. Oh, Garrett Cole's already on his rehab assignment. My bad. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
You don't have a solid lead over the AL East as a whole just because the Rays are playing so well.
Yeah.
But like, you could not ask for a better start if you're the Yankees, right? You couldn't ask for a better start right now. I don't think.
No.
And actually, might I even say, there's even some things that, like, they're playing so well in spite of certain things really not going their way. Like, for example, like Jazz Chisholm has been doing nothing. Jazz Chisholm hasn't been playing well. Trent Grisham, Austin Wells.
It's also crazy to say, but wait till Judge gets going. And the reason it's crazy to say is because he has a 173 WRC plus.
But we know for Judge, that's not. That's
oh my god.
For Judge, that's baby food. For Judge, that's baby food. What's oh my god?
I'm gonna put my stream on for a sec for you to see this.
Oh boy, I cannot wait to see this.
You get it?
Let me see this here. What? What?
Yes.
Yo, there's no way, bro. I thought that I was missing. I thought that was just going to be hilarious, right?
Dude,
you heard me start
what
laughing.
the hell? That was like a Kawhi thing, dude.
You heard me start laughing. You heard me start laughing. I thought that was hilarious. Never mind, we got it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what we were
this
talking.
hardened dagger is gonna put me in a coma.
We don't even need to talk about that. Back to what we were talking about, though. Yeah, it is kind of crazy to talk about because Judge 173 WRC plus. That's light for him. For most other hitters, insane. But for Aaron Judge, we know that's light work, and that is obviously because he's just on another planet. So when he gets going, it is a whole completely different gear. So when he gets going, he's hitting like everything out.
Yeah, it's crazy to say that a guy who has a 173 WRC plus, 12 home runs, and slugging 622 isn't getting it going. That's considered not having it going. It's like,
yeah, by his standards, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I mean, Game 7.
We have Game 7.
So
The two best words in sports.
two best words in sports. We will be there. But yeah, he
That's a Canadian heritage moment.
that is Canadian Heritage moment. When we get someone in my friends group chat just said RJ Barrett can have my nut.
Yeah, so let's pump the brakes a little, but that was a great shot.
I mean, oh boy. But yeah, no. When other guys come back, like, or not even other guys come back, when they get some of their pitching back, when Judge turns into when Judge kicks it into his next gear that we know he can, get into. When some of their other guys who you would expect to be big contributors actually get going as well, like Jazz, even Austin Wells on a certain level, Trent Grisham, hopefully, this team is going to look ridiculous, right? Like we said, one of the better teams in the league. So I think we can move on from the Yankees. The Tampa Bay Rays. What are we saying on the Tampa Bay Rays, Ethan?
So Tampa Bay Rays, I mean, I'd say probably a 3.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah, like a 2, I'd say. Like,
yeah.
There's not really much to panic about. There's some things where I look at and I'm like, I don't necessarily love this thing. Like, for example, you would want like Griffin Jacks to pitch better. That is someone who, you come into the season, you're expecting that to be one of the like most lockdown pitchers in the whole league, and he's not quite pitching as good as you would want. He's not striking guys out like he was before, so that's a little bit concerning. But one reliever underperforming is not nearly enough to make me be like, yeah, man, it's all cooked, it's unsustainable, whatever, right? They're playing really well, and, that just kind of is what it is. Yandy Diaz is playing absolutely amazing. God damn it, he left the game with side tightness today with an injury. Fuck. So, never mind.
No.
I might have to bump it up to a 3, because there is a chance that that's just like a straight-up oblique injury, which is not good. That happened an hour ago, by the way. Even Junior Caminero, he's not, quite on the level of what he was last year right now, but he's still at, above an 800 OPS. He's playing really well. You know what's crazy? Jonathan Aranda hasn't got going yet either.
Yeah.
When he gets going, it might be wraps. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that even if like this team's success wasn't as sustainable, I don't think I'd necessarily be panicking, because I think a lot of people, when you compare the Rays to the rest of the AL East, on paper you would say like, the Yankees are better, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Orioles probably all are better. Maybe you take the Rays over one of those teams, but you would say they're probably like 4th or 5th in the AL East, right? Coming into the season, right? I think that was what we both had, I think. Or maybe you had different. I don't actually remember. But that was a relatively common thing. So, even if I think that their success is not sustainable, I don't really think that affects it too much. I bump it up a little bit to a 3 later just because, Yandy Diaz might be out for a good bit of time. If that ends up being like an oblique thing, would not be ideal. But yeah, I'm not... There's some things where I'm like, but I'm not too worried about them. We'll finish off the AL East. Actually, unless you have anything else to say about the Rays, sorry.
No, that's good.
We'll go on to the Blue Jays really quick. I'd give them like a 4. Like, I'm not super worried, but again, you are in a hole.
It's very easy to say that, your own team, to hit the panic button. It's just... the way I see it is have all these injuries and you're still treading water.
Yeah.
Just won a game, you're 2 back of 500, and you still have a bunch of guys that are hurt. Barger, Kirk, Santander, if he'll play this year. The pitching side, Bieber, Barrios, who admittedly hasn't been great in his rehab, but that's still a name that you're missing.
Jimmy
So
Garcia, Trey Savage just got back too. Like,
and
time.
Once you get
and Cody Pons tore his fucking or not tore, I think he sprained it technically, but
once you get some guys back and you're still struggling, that's when I'd say panic time. But...
yeah, again, if we're in this position, we're sub 500 and it's like the start of June, then I'm gonna be like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Again, a big part of this is like, it's April, right? Or no, sorry, it's not April anymore. It is not April. We spread a little bit of misinformation here on the Down the Line podcast, but it is May. Regardless, it's early May. It's the first day of May.
Yeah.
You're like if they win today, they're going to be what 2 games under 500. It's not that. It's not that deep, I think. Again, especially as guys start to come back. Also, not everyone has like super gotten going. Even how we were talking about when Judge gets it going.
Yeah.
What about when Vlad gets it going and he actually starts hitting for power?
Yeah.
Because listen, he's been great. He's in 345 right now, including today's ABs. But he's only had 2 home runs. He had a home run against the White Sox and a home run against the Angels.
Yeah.
That's it. Now,
I mean, they'll come, and like I said, as long as they come in the playoffs, I'm fine with him not hitting like 40 home runs a year.
Oh, exactly. I'm just saying, like when that stroke gets going, which we know he has it in him, then that just shifts the whole offense into another gear, right? You've seen some pretty encouraging things, like I'm not saying that Andres Jimenez is like crazy, but he's been he's looked a lot better with the bat this season. Dalton Varsho has looked pretty okay. Kazuma Okamoto has looked great. Jesus Sanchez has, shown flashes. He's been a little colder recently, but, you know what he can be, right? He has some solid tools in there. And then again, when guys come back on both sides, the pitching and the offensive, or maybe, sorry, not offensive, but, the position player side of things, you're up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's looking solid. As guys get going to, it's solid. So, yeah, I'd say like a 4.
Yeah.
The only thing is, you are in a bit of a hole, right? Not as much as like the Red Sox. That's why the Red Sox, I'd say, were higher. But I'm like, I'm not quite exactly split down the middle, but I'm a little bit more on like the, it'll be fine side. But, objectively, you're in a hole right now. It is what it is. Yeah. Teams play, we see it every year. Teams play themselves out of early holes. It happens. It is what it is. So. All right. Next up, we will go to the AL Central. So, Ethan, start us off with the Chicago White Sox.
Chicago White Sox, I'm going to say a 3. Maybe even a 2.
I'd give them a 2 because,
look, this isn't a year where they're expected to do much. This is just, a year where it's kind of like, whatever happens. We brought Murakami in. We got some prospects. Let's see what happens. Murakami's look absolutely unbelievable. Colson Montgomery's been hitting well.
Yep.
The guys who aren't playing well are guys that doesn't really matter.
You wouldn't expect to play well anyways.
Who cares? Austin Hayes, who cares? From the pitching side of things, Davis Martin's looked unbelievable. Eric Fetty has honestly not looked bad. Noah Schultz has looked really good. Sean Burke has looked really good. Like, their pitching has been very good. And it's one of those things where it's something to build off of. The White Sox were projected to come last in the division, and that's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
And the players, like I said, the players you want to be doing well in this point of the rebuild or the whatever you want to call it, they're playing well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Another solid little bright spot so far. They called up an outfield prospect. His name is Sam Antonacci. He played in the WBC. He was playing for.
He's been very good too.
Yeah, he's been nice. There's a lot of bright spots for the White Sox right now. Even if they're not overall a crazy good team, they're sub 500, and at the end of the day, the roster isn't really that great. But they've been. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you can look at and you can say, okay, I'm actually I kind of like this. Like I said, Antonacci, he was their 9th prospect. He's hitting the ball really well right now. Obviously, you said Murakami's playing really well. Martin's playing, pitching incredibly good for them. Right now, we talked about him earlier in, the pitcher of the month talks, on the short list and everything. They have a lot of things that you can look forward to, and you can be all right, this is nice. You said Colton Montgomery. There's a lot of things right now that are looking pretty solid for the White Sox. So I'd say a 2. I'm pretty just chilling right now with them. All right, I guess we'll move on to the Cleveland Guardians.
It doesn't matter. They have devil magic. I can give them a 1, I can give them a 10. It changes nothing.
They will find a way to fugazi their way to a division title, and I think it's time. I think it's time we accept it. I projected them pretty low
Yeah.
start of the season. I think it's time we accept that they're going to fugazi their way to another division title. It is, kind of what it is. I'll just fuck it. I'll give them a 5. Fuck it, right down the middle.
Yeah.
I am exact.
No, I'll say a 3, because it's like, I wouldn't panic. I mean, they're first in the division. We know that this is just who they are. They just find ways to continuously be at the top of the Central. So
Somehow, I don't understand it. I would put a little bit into it. Like the reason I'm right down the middle is because at the end of the day, like, okay, there are bright spots on this team that maybe you weren't expecting coming into the season.
yeah.
I don't, it's not unreasonable to say you couldn't really.
Oh, I didn't even realize in the last 10 minutes Murakami had another home.
He
He has 13 now.
Of course. Okay, so that's the AL lead, assuming Judge or
Yes,
Jordan didn't go deep tonight.
it's the league lead.
Oh, so did I say AL? I meant that's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you couldn't really pencil in Parker Messick to have like an incredible season. You could project it because he's young, but it wasn't. It was far from a shoe in, right?
Yeah.
Eric Sabrowski is pitching incredible for you right now, and he's going to have a lot more sample by the time he's done, compared to last season. It is kind of, what it is. The guys you're expecting, you have bright spots. Some of the guys you're expecting to play well are playing okay. One thing that worries me a bit, though, is that they're top of the division, but they're 500. And the reason I say that worries me is because there's no way that the Tigers are going to keep playing sub 500 ball. Like, I'm sorry that roster is too good. They're going to play better. I don't really see a world where they don't. Now, maybe they do, and by the deadline, this take looks really stupid. But right now, I can't see the Tigers continuing to play. What's their winning percentage right now exactly? I closed out of it. 485 ball. I can't, rationalize that in my head. So that's one thing that worries me a little bit. But overall, I'm right down the middle on them. I'm perfectly just maybe, maybe not,
Yeah.
Speaking of the Tigers, that's our next team, the Detroit Tigers. Again, a 4. You're in.
Yeah.
A 4,
Also, I do want to reiterate, by these panic levels, this is relative to where the season is, because obviously we're not going to give a team like a 5 or a 6 or something if they're just slightly underperforming, because it's so early into the year, so it's kind of relative to being May 1st, not relative to
even
the whole
so, I don't know about
season.
the way you're thinking about. The way I'm thinking about it is if I am perfectly down the middle on a team, I'm just
That's what I mean.
maybe
Yeah,
it's one way or the other. 1 is
that's
everything's perfect. 10 is
yeah.
dude, the sky's falling. We're all gonna.
If I give a team 10, it's because they're not doing well, up to May 1st, not because it's impossible to turn it around.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Tigers. This is another one I give them a 4. I know they're sub 500.
Yeah,
but
I
they're,
see.
I don't really see a world where this team continues to be sub 500. I don't see a world where this team is not the best in their division. I'll be so honest. Maybe that seems like a pretty cop out answer, but I just can't see this continuing. So, they're also not in a crazy hole. Right now, they're a game under 500. It's not, really all that serious. So, I don't really think that it's that deep for them. They did end up having to play some guys on the IL not too long ago. Casey Mize and Javi Baez hit the injured list for them, which is a little tough, especially for Casey Mize, who's pitching really well this season. But even so, I just don't see it lasting. So yeah, I don't know. Next up, we will go to the Kansas City
Royals.
I gotta say,
so after what happened last season and now this, I'd say this is probably a 6.
Yeah, this is
maybe
a 6.
7.
I'd say I put him at a 7.
Yeah,
Because,
I mean,
it's weird because this roster on paper, it's not a roster that looks like incredible, right? We weren't
No.
predicting them to win the Central, right? We were saying
If you would
maybe
have told me that the best hitter was Kyle Isbell, I would have told you this team has 2 wins all year. But that's just me.
at any point, at any point.
Yes.
Um, yeah, but like we weren't predicting them to win the Central or anything, right? It just
Yeah.
wasn't happening. We were saying, maybe, we could see them being in a playoff race, but we wouldn't confidently pick this team to make the postseason. We just don't. And, both of us are kind of in agreement on this. Their roster isn't like that, that good. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's, things to look forward to. There's things where, maybe that works out well for them or whatever, but they're not that crazy good. They're not that good. But at the same
Yeah.
time, this is not a team that's trying to rebuild right now, right? This is a team who made the playoffs relatively recently. They made the playoffs in 2024, I think it was, right? They made the wildcard series against the Royals, or
Yes.
against the Orioles, excuse me. And then
The
obviously,
Royals.
yeah,
Uh,
it was 24. They made it
wasn't it?
against, right?
I thought it was the Yankees. Was
I think they
no?
played the Yankees
Now
in
I'm
the DS, right?
confused.
Didn't they beat the Orioles in the
Is
wildcard
that what it
series?
was?
I think it was they beat them.
No, because they won the division, so they would have played the because when the Orioles made it that one-off year, that was against the Rangers. When the year the Rangers won the World Series,
Well, no,
it
because
wasn't against.
they made it again, didn't they? Was
I
it
don't think so. I
24,
think they've
20
only made it.
24? They made it as a wildcard team, right?
No, they wait, was it a?
Hold on,
You know
hold
what?
on,
You
wait.
might be
Let me
right.
look this
I
up
don't
because
know
I'm pretty
why I
sure.
thought they won the division. You're probably right.
Hold on,
Yeah.
yeah, no, let me look this up because I'm pretty sure. They made the yeah. So yeah, in 24 they beat the Orioles in the wildcard series. Then they went to play the
You were
Yankees.
so right. I just completely forgot about that, to be honest. I
I
just kind of blocked
I
that
don't
from
blame
my
you. I can't
memory.
lie. That was a pretty forgettable series.
For some reason, I thought they won the division and they went to the deep, but then no, because then who won the division then? Was it
It was Cleveland. It
Detroit?
was
No, it
Cleveland.
wasn't Detroit. It's Cleveland.
It was
Yeah.
Cleveland. That was the year that Detroit had that crazy comeback late
Oh,
in the
I'm
year.
stupid. That's yeah. I'm sorry. That's what I mean. Because my mind is like because like in hockey and stuff, it's like 2 years. It's like the 23-24 season, the playoffs are 24.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of thinking like a year back. That was the year that the Yankees beat the Guardians in the ALCS.
Yeah, that was the year they went to the World
Yeah, I
Series.
just
So
I just completely had like a block there.
yeah, but like they were in the playoffs pretty recently, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
They're not very far removed from being a postseason team, and you're not trying to rebuild. You're trying to go back there, right? And you know, I wouldn't have said that like their offseason was crazy. Like there's some solid pieces here and there. I like Isaac Collins or whoever, Matt Strom. I was saying those things a few months ago, but regardless, it's not looking great. A lot of your guys are not playing as great. Obviously Bobby Witt Jr. is playing pretty well. He's still one of the premier players in the league. Michael Garcia is even playing okay. But even these two are playing a little bit worse than they have been. And granted, that's not to say they're playing bad. They're still playing good. It's just before they were playing really fucking good. And a lot of the other guys around these two, like Vinny Pasquantino could not hit water if he fell out of a boat. Isaac Collins is not playing very well. Jack Caglione is like okay right now. It's a lot of things that just aren't going super great for this team right now. So it worries me a little bit. Cole Rakins has walked 18 guys in 27 innings. Right?
I refuse to speak.
Which is a little spooky, right? He's had
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Whoa, what's your big? Oh, I remember your.
Because I was high on him.
No, that's that's valid though, because like he's had some outings where he's looked incredible. Like his last outing against the Angels, he went 6 innings, struck out 11, didn't walk a single batter. He looked incredible. But then, like against the Yankees, he goes 4 1/3. He walks 8 guys, right? But then, boom, against the Twins, he goes 6 innings, fans 8, walks 1 batter. He has these such insane up and down outings. Like it's kind of crazy. Like he's either he's either that version of Cole Reagans, where you said he's going to have a scuba level jump, or he's just
Yeah.
like, he's like, you can't pitch him. There's not really an in between with him right now.
Yeah.
And again, it's May 1st. Like, we'll come back to this at the end of the season. Like, players go through slumps all the time. It happens. Sometimes they go through month long slumps. It happens, right? It just, it's a thing. But right now, like, there's not a lot of things that I look at with the Royals and I can say, like, yeah, I don't see this continuing, whatever, whatever. I don't see Isaac Collins' OPS starting with a 6 the whole season. I expect Bobby Witt's offensive numbers to go up, even if, he's still producing well right now. And, certain guys to play better, but, like, they're playing bad. They're playing pretty damn bad right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not great. I don't know. There's not a lot that I look at with this team right now and I'm encouraged by. Also, it doesn't help that, I mean, granted, it's not like he was playing particularly great. Jonathan India is now out for the season. He had season-ending surgery. He had a shoulder injury. So that's another guy that you lost out. No longer have. Not ideal. And again, like Ethan said, Kyle Isbell is their best hitter right now. Which is insane.
I think that alone should push their panic level to like an 8.
It maybe should. It maybe should. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's just kind of crazy that like this is what's happening right now there. I mean, it's not even like it's Bobby Witt Jr. who's having like an absolute insane year and no one else is picking up the slack. He's not having a bad year, but for his standards, definitely not a good start.
It's like how last year we said it was a down year, which I mean by technically it was from
like
2024.
That's yeah.
Even with his production, I mean, like a lot of the point is like even with his production, like being less than it was last year, which again, even if it's still good right now, it's it hurts because you're not getting production like almost anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was one of the only players producing fucking anything for them last season. Sorry, I shouldn't say that because like Michael Garcia was great. Vinny had a good year. They had guys in there, but you weren't getting a lot of production for the most part from your roster as a whole. And this season is a lot more the same. So, it's a little tough. We'll finish off the AL Central. We'll do the Minnesota Twins like a 3. Like I didn't really expect this team to be very good anyways. I'm really not shocked that they're 14-18 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't really think there's much to talk about with this one. Like we just kind of expect them to be bad. Don't sleep on Josh Bell.
Or Victor Caratini.
Never sleep on those two. But yeah, like I'm not panicked with them. I don't really think there is a reason to panic because
No.
I don't really think there was a reason to expect them to be good.
Yeah.
They can be competitive at times.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the extent of it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not really panicked by any of their players. Like Joe Ryan is like, they're good players are still playing good. Joe Ryan's still playing pretty well. Byron Buxton's playing pretty good. He's slugging over 500 again. I don't really see much with this team that I'm like, oh fuck, like this is terrible. Other than just like the roster's not very good. So it is what it is. What would you say for the Twins in terms of like your panic?
Yeah, I mean probably a 1 or 2 because it's like no really expectation.
Yeah, not very much expectation. It's not like the Red Sox where you expect them to be really good. So, here's what it is. We will go to the American League West. The Athletics. Honestly,
1.
Exactly. I'd get like a 2 or a 1. Like I say a 2, just because like there's the slight little bit of like these teams are gonna Seattle's gonna get it going. They're kind of already starting to get it going, to be honest. But you're gonna fall behind some teams, I think. But you're exceeding your expectations so far, I think.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this team to be like super good, but although we were talking about there's a lot to be excited about with the Athletics, and now as of right now, they are first place in the division, which I would never have expected them to be. Again, first month of the season, anything can happen. But you're seeing like, you're seeing a lot of guys play really well right now. Shea Langeliers is having an insane season. He has a 974 OPS right now. Nick Kurtz is starting to get it going again. His OPS is over 800. Like, guys are coming around right now. Guys are coming around. So, I think that they should be pretty happy. Jacob Wilson started to get it going too. He started the season off really, really slow, and he's starting to get it going again. His batting average is up and close to 300 again. So, I think you have a lot to be happy about if you're an A's fan right now. I don't think that they're going to maintain their spot at the top of the AL West, but I don't really think that
crazier things have happened.
This is true. Crazier things have happened, but at the same time, even if they don't, I don't think that that's like that big of a disappointment, because I don't really think that was the expectation coming into the season, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We said like
relative. It's a one relative to expectation.
Exactly. Sure. Exactly. Like, I'm not expecting.
Like, it's the things that basically you knew was going to happen. You knew that they would go as far as their offense takes.
Exactly.
You know that their pitching isn't going to be the reason why they win baseball games, because the electric offense that we saw last year that was so much fun to watch. And once a guy like Rooker starts, realizing, wait a second, I'm supposed to actually hit the baseball, I forgot I knew how to do that, then the team will be even better.
Yeah, then things really start rolling. And to be fair, they've had like a decent amount of like their core guys, if you want to say, not play like particularly great. Like, Lawrence Butler is just not playing good at all right now.
Tyler and Nick Kurtz only started getting going really recently. Like, the first 2 weeks of the season, he was like one of the worst hitters in the league.
Yeah, same thing with like Jacob Wilson. It was the same thing. Like, he was striking. Actually, I don't know the statistic behind this, but it felt like he was striking out a lot more. He just didn't have it going. Dude, you know what's crazy? Someone dropped him in our fantasy league. like after like a bad 10 games, and I was like,
Wilson?
Yeah. And I was like, give me that. I scooped him right up. I was like, thank you. Like,
he has a 1.5% walk rate. Is that good?
You see, you don't love it, but at the same time, listen, if he manages to find a way to get it done, he finds a way to get it done. Sub 300 OBP, batting nearly 290 is hilarious. But yeah, like, they have a good, decent amount of guys who aren't really like going yet, and they're still top of their division. So, but even if they fall a little bit, I don't really think it's that crazy to say that that was kind of the expectation. All right, next team up, the Houston Astros.
God. Probably like a 2 or a 3. Just kidding. It's definitely at the point where it's like,
it's bad.
This cooked.
It's bad. I was like,
we were talking about this before the season, how it was like, it was kind of like, this is the last shot. Very visibly, the team is not where it was. And for that reason, I'll say probably an 8, because it's kind of like, you got to figure out really soon, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep some of these guys, get a retool going, and compete again in the next year or two? Or do you want to sell off what you have, get serious assets, and build for the future, like a potential another dynasty? Because I'm not saying that you should trade some of these guys, but like, trading a guy like Jordan right now might not be the worst idea imaginable.
Ooh, Jordan trade talks?
The reason I say so is because he's a DH, right? And obviously he's had some injury problems where he wasn't able to stay healthy. His value's probably as high right now as it's been in years. And he's not getting any younger. He's going to be 29 years old by the end of the season. He's going to be 30 next season. And when you look around him, what do you have? You got Carlos Correa, 32 years old, and, obviously not what he was. Having a good year, no doubt. Jose Altuve, again, having an okay year, 36 years old. Christian Walker's been one of their best players, obviously other than Jordan. 35 years old. Pitching-wise, they've got some younger guys, but nothing that's like... like, they could benefit from trading some of these like really benefit. And I don't think that you should trade a guy of Jordan's skill, but if you can get an absolute haul that like you can turn down of like a couple legit top prospects, I don't see how you can't at the very least entertain it.
You got to look at it. You got to think about it. You got to do your due diligence. You at least got to think about it. If you don't
That's
love the,
not me saying they'd be smart to trade Jordan, but I don't think it's the dumbest thing they could
you
do.
got to look at it. You can look at it. It
Yeah.
never hurts to see what to see.
No.
Yeah, like
That's just the way I see it because based off the direction of this team, they're not going to be like an actual contender probably for a couple years until Jordan's 32, 33, and if he has
Yeah.
injury problems now, what are they going to be like then? Like they could be even worse.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty valid concern. Um, yeah, no, like even before coming into the season, we were like, they have some hope to make the playoffs, but they might not make it just because there's a lot of really good teams in the AL right now, and now they're playing terrible. Like they've been bad, and now it's even worse. They're starting to get hammered by the injury bug, right?
Yeah.
Josh Hader started the season on the IL, so I guess that's different. But Tetsuya Ime went to the IL now. Connor Brown is on the IL too. Like, it's not great. They've had a lot of guys hit the IL, and even so, like, I think this roster is starting to. It's not as great. It's not all that right now. You have bright spots. Christian Walker's playing incredibly well right now, but like, you look over and like Jose Altuve is not playing really well, and that's someone you would want to be doing a lot more. Isaac Paredes, you're looking for more out of, and to be fair, I think that's someone who will get going eventually. Like that's a pulled fly ball hitter in Houston. That's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And even with Jordan like hammering the shit out of the baseball, like they're dead last in the AL as a whole. So I honestly, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even saying just relative to May 1st. I kind of think this team's cooked. Like I think this team is fully cooked.
No. This is one of the ones where you could say yes because we saw this coming from a mile away. They're old. They're not what they were. They're just not, and there's no sugarcoating that, and that's okay. You got World Series,
You got two of them.
plural.
You got two of them. You've been there a few extra times.
Yeah.
You got it. So
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. It just
But
it just is what it is at the end of the day. But this team right now does not inspire any faith in me at all. I'm hammering the button right now. The panic button is being hammered.
Yeah.
It's being slammed.
Yeah.
So, tough stuff there. Next up, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, like a 2. I thought this team was shit, and they're still ass.
Yeah.
You do have bright spots, which is kind of nice. They're currently
we don't have to talk about
yeah,
them
we don't
too
have to
much,
talk
like,
about the Mets.
that.
Shadow Jose Soriano, we already talked about him. We talked about Mike Trout earlier. We fuck with Zach Neto. So we fuck with Zach Neto. That's the guy. We're not talking about the Angels. I'll throw him like a 3, just because whatever.
Yeah.
There's a slight concern that Mike Trout health issues come back, and that's where honestly all 3 points come from.
But as far as it goes for the team, I don't think that matters. Mike Trout could be healthy, playing like an 8-win player, or he could be hurt, not play a game the rest of the year. They'll still finish about the same.
The reason it's a 3 and not a 1 is because of 2 things. Number one of those points comes from Mike Trout potential, like there's always that in the back of your mind, right? And number 2 is the fact that I have to wake up every day and I have to remember that people actually watch the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim like very regularly. And I have to think about these people. I have to place them in my thoughts, right? Because it can't be a good time. It can't be a good time. So, that's where the 2 points comes from. All right. Next team, the Seattle Mariners, a 1. Like they started off the season really. Actually, you know what? What's your number?
I'll say a 3. Honestly, I don't think there's like much to panic about for the most part. Because, like, I do think guys like Julio and Cal will figure it out. Naylor, a little more, not as much as I expect Julio and Cal. But, I mean, the pitching has been solid. The reason I say solid is because, like, they have a bunch of guys who are very good, obviously. Hancock's been great. Woo's been very good. Kirby's been great. Logan Gilbert hasn't been great. Luis Castillo hasn't been great, and Munoz has been pretty bad.
That's all fair.
He
Those
is
are, you know,
like
not what you want to see.
like I'm not saying they can't turn it around, but it's not. I'm not hitting the panic button. But from a team that admittedly I don't think did that much in the offseason, I really don't think they had as good of an offseason as people want to make it out to be. I just don't think that. I think I don't think your hands on the panic button, but you're definitely hovering around the case to open up the button.
I guess I don't know. I think about it a little bit differently. I'm like a one. Like I'm chilling. And they started off the season really fucking bad. Like they were like around where the Astros were. They're
And
already
that's why I don't
starting.
have their number higher. They're
Yeah,
hot right now, but
they're
can they sustain it?
already starting to get it going. There's a lot of things like even with a Calorie aggression, like, he's not going to hit like 190. Like even if he's a 130 WRC plus bat, which is very around his like career norms, is pretty
Yeah, and
solid.
as I say that, Brian Woo's pitched 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 strikeout. So just not one of his best starts.
Not
And they're
ideal.
down by 2.
Not
Like it's
ideal.
just again, I don't think that it's a bad team and I don't think that they're gonna miss the playoffs, but like they've got their work cut out for
They do. They do. They do.
because this is really when you're gonna find out who this team really is. You're gonna find the identity of this team. Is this a team that could battle in the trenches and come out on top, or is it a team that's gonna get themselves in a hole that they just can't get out of?
True. 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 Solid points, but I don't know. I guess I just have a lot of just like faith in it's just all. I
Yeah,
think it's all gonna be good, but I don't know. All right.
that's valid though.
Last team in the division before we go on to the National League, the Texas Rangers.
Um, I'd probably say like a 2 or 3.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. Like,
It's yeah. I mean, they're in a good spot, but it's one of those things where like I didn't really have too much high hopes for them. Uh, Josh Young's been absolutely unreal. Uh, you know, Nimmo has been a great addition to that team.
mm-hmm.
Uh, there's definitely some bright spots. Overall, definitely things that they could be better with. I mean, their lineup as a whole isn't playing great. They obviously hope that Langford is not out too long. Uh,
I think
Pitching
he's supposed to
wise,
come back like really soon. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. But it's just hope it's not something that like it's
Lingers.
lingering.
Yeah.
Pitching wise, I mean, you got Jacob DeGrom and friends.
Yeah.
Nathan Uvalde not having a great year compared to what he did last
Oh,
year,
never mind.
obviously.
Remember how I
But
said he was supposed to come back soon? He exited an extended spring training game after an at bat yesterday with a soreness in his injured right forearm.
yikes.
So GG,
Yeah, I've heard they might need to amputate it. So,
GG. It's over.
but yeah, I mean, the bullpen's been good. The bullpen has probably been the only like. Okay, not the only reason, but the bullpen's the main reason why this team is a 500 team.
I think it's kind of interesting too because like, um, this team right now they're 500, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of like this could be a lot better areas of this team.
Yeah.
Like for example, like you said, their lineup, like Corey Seager's not really playing all that great. He's like okay right now, but you expect more out of Corey Seager. Wyatt Langford, even before he went on the IL, he was not playing well at all. Like it was not going well for him.
No, also Jake Berger, I mean, he's been worse than it. Like he's not supposed to be some like all-star level player,
But an
but
OPS that starts with a 6 is not ideal.
yes, especially when you're a guy who relies on the long ball and your ISO is well below 200. That's kind of when you're
You need to
don't
slug.
even get me started on the walk rate and the strikeout rates,
You
but
need to
that
slug,
obviously
Big
is
G.
kind of consistent.
You need to slug,
Yeah,
Big
I
G.
mean you can't. Yeah, and obviously Stock Peterson, I'm not gonna lie, he's doing better than I thought he would do.
Yeah,
Just because last year it looked like his career was over.
Oh God, yeah, looked bad. Yeah, I'd give this
But
team.
he's been all right. He's been treading water, I should say.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, definitely a 2 or a 3 because like I didn't have high expectations for them, and they are technically exceeding them. So
True. Yeah, yeah, three or I'd even go like yeah. I'd slightly raise it actually a little bit from what I originally said. I think I originally said
yeah,
two, and then I went three. I'm gonna go like 3, 4, just because again my
yeah.
expectations were crazy, and there are some encouraging things. I think the fact that they are where they are, despite guys that you would
Yeah.
expect to play well,
Yeah, I keep
playing
in
well.
mind it's a month into the season. When
Yeah,
we
we'll
do
see.
this exercise, it's like 2 or 3 months from now, we're gonna have more exact answers. Like we could go decimal points and we could get a real idea of what kind of team these teams are.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, we'll go on to the
NL
NL.
East.
The Atlanta Braves won. I don't even like.
Yeah.
Bro, this like they're crushing it. they're
Yeah,
fucking
I don't think
crushing
we
it.
need to say anything. It's yeah.
The big concern with them was like, yo, like what's the injury situation gonna look like? Not necessarily because you have a bunch of guys that are entering the season on the IL, but like there were a lot of guys that they were hurt last year or they just weren't playing very well. Like there's a lot of question marks, right? It was more of
Yeah.
uncertainty rather than like, yeah, this team doesn't look great. I'm
Would
certain
love
right
to
now.
see Austin Riley bounce back a little. He's been not great,
Dude, you want to
but
talk about a bounce back? Ozzy Albies
oh yeah.
is fucking. He's playing so good right
They
now.
wrote him up, but he ain't right back though.
Man, that I had him quite low in my second base ranking too. I remember that I had him like near the
Yeah, because
bottom,
like
and
he gave nothing to go off of, like offensively, and obviously not being like an elite defender while being like a just a below league average bat. Obviously, it's hard to rank you that high because I'd rather have a guy who is putting up relatively similar offensive numbers who's a way better defender than he is. But right now, he's playing he's playing the best baseball of his
oh,
career.
absolutely no. I remember when we did the list. I think he was somewhere in the 20s for me, and I think it was like mid to
Yeah,
low 20s if I remember correctly. Because again, like it wasn't the tools didn't look that great. Didn't have a particularly great year. And I don't think he's going to keep hitting 320. I have an OPS of 900 for the whole year, but like, there are things right now that look a lot, that look a little bit better than before. Not
yeah,
like insane, but like, for example, like, he's not striking out nearly as much. His expected stats even look a lot better. Like,
yeah,
that's a bounce back right now. He's currently bouncing back in
yeah,
a big way. Big part of the reason why they are as good as they are, despite a guy like Austin Riley not having the year you'd want him to have, and despite a guy like Ronald Acuna Jr. Again, not that he's having a bad year, he's just kind of been like okay, but you would want him to be like that guy. But the
yeah.
reason that they're so good despite of that is because they have so many other guys that are contributing. Drake Baldwin is fucking playing incredible. Dude, out of the bullpen, Robert Suarez has been nails for them. He
Yeah.
has been nails. Chris Sale is pitching really well right now too. Fucking, we were talking about Bryce
That guy does
Elder.
not age.
We were talking about Bryce Elder earlier. Like, Grant Holmes has pitched really good. Like, they've got it right now.
Telling Chris Sale to age and regress is like telling Sneakers O'Toole to take his sneakers off.
Exactly. It's like the same exact thing. Like, this guy does not age. And, like, that guy does not take his sneakers off. Like, it's the same thing. So, honestly, like, a 1. Like, some of your guys haven't got going, and you're the best team in the league right now. Like, your top guys. Imagine what
Yeah.
this team's going to look like when Ronald Acuna Jr. starts killing the game.
Imagine what's gonna happen when Austin Riley starts swinging with his bat right side up instead of upside down.
Could you imagine?
I
He
know.
grabs it by the handle instead of the barrel?
Yeah,
Insane things.
he might have a WRC plus of like 90.
Dude, insane things are going to happen.
I know.
We'll go to the next team, the Miami Marlins. I would say like a 2.
Pretty comfortably a 2. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
because like again, not a team that had. Like,
This is an objectively hilarious division, by the way.
oh, this is absolutely hilarious. 688 win percentage, the best in the league, and nobody else is 500.
Anywhere close to 500, to be honest. Like 2 games, sure, but
Yeah. Yeah. The Marlins, they didn't really have any like expectations. We said they were a team that they can be pretty fun because they have a nice little core, but they're not going to be like great. Liam Hicks has been playing really well. some of their young
Yeah.
guys have started off pretty slow, like Agustin Ramirez. Owen Casey had like a hot like first week or two, and then he's kind of cooled off. Um, Kyle Stowers, since coming off the IL, is starting off a little slow, but you also just didn't have particularly great expectations with this team. And plus, even like you look at a bright spot, like Max Meyer's pitching pretty well for you right now. Um, some like stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
there's things that you can look at with this team and be like, hey, like that ain't bad. You know what I mean? That ain't
Yeah.
bad. Sandy Alcantara
Sure.
has proven that his second half last year is like, or at least he's in the midst of proving. He hasn't proved it yet because we're only a month in, but he's in the midst of proving that him like reinventing himself in the second half of last year is real and not just fake
Yeah.
in the cap. So yeah, I'd pretty comfortably say 2 with the Marlins because again they didn't really have the expectations that some other teams did. Like the next team we're gonna talk about, the New York Mets. I'm slamming the button. The button's being slammed.
Yeah. The panic button number's at 0 because there is no button anymore.
There
It's
is no
been
button.
worn
The
out.
button is shattered. We're calling the repair people. We need a new button. We
Yes.
need a new button. It
And now
is
what can fix this?
so.
I couldn't tell you, and I'm very happy that's not my job.
I fucking hell, dude. I could not imagine being tasked with saying, "All right, fix this Mets team." Listen, listen, right? Do you want to guess who their best hitter, like their best qualified hitter, is right now, and what their WRC plus is?
So obviously not Soto because qualified.
True.
Uh,
Missed a couple weeks with calf injury.
my guess was probably gonna be like Francisco Alvarez.
That would be correct. Do you want to guess the number?
I'm on my fantasy team, so I know he's not doing too bad. I'm gonna guess like 108, 109,
104.
110. Damn.
The rest of your
Yeah.
qualified guys, Francisco Lindor is at 93, Luis Roberts at 93, Bobichet's at 67, Marcus Simeon's at 63, Brett
I'm looking
Baty's
at
at
this now. Does that say
58,
5?
Carson Bench is at 50.
Does that say 5
5 what?
WRC plus
For
in one of their starters?
for who? Oh wait,
Ronnie Mauricio.
I need to change the plate appearance filter to for less plate appearances. Who has a? You're kidding. Okay, wait. I need to do this again.
Andy Ibanez has a minus 24.
Nobody's hitting well on this team right now. The only guys that are playing well on this team right now, like Francisco Alvarez playing okay. Juan Soto's been playing good. Aside from the injury, MJ Melendez been playing well. Everybody else has been playing like shit. Everybody. Luis Roberts playing bad. Mark Vientos is playing bad. Tyrone Taylor has not been good.
Look,
Bo Bichette's been bad. Marcus Simeon's been bad.
I'll,
Brett Baty and Jorge Polanco before he went on the IL have been bad.
I'll say this. Nolan McLean had a 957 OPS in the Big 12 in college in his career. I mean, at this point, just fucking turn him into Ohtani and give him at bats. I mean, he can't be worse. He just can't be.
It can't. Surely he can have a higher WRC plus than Ronnie Mauricio.
He already has a higher one than Andy Ibanez.
He has a higher one than Tommy Pham.
Dude.
Oh, man.
My goodness.
No, it's bad right now. And the thing is, right?
Is Tommy Pham even in the league anymore?
I'm pretty sure they cut him already. They picked him up, and then I think they instantly cut him. Even on like the pitching side of things, you look, Kodai Senga is pitching terrible right now. Sean Manaea is also pitching terrible right now. David Peterson hasn't been very good. Luke Weaver hasn't been good. Devin Williams has blown up on multiple occasions. Like, it's not great. It's not looking great.
I'm not saying Edwin Diaz had incredible stats when he was healthy this year, but it's just funny to me how they're paying a guy to be a reliever more than Edwin Diaz, and that's Sean Manaea.
They're relying on 37, almost 38-year-old Craig Kimbrell to get outs. And to be fair,
Yeah, I mean,
this near 38-year-old Craig Kimbrell, despite a 5.08 or 5.06 ERA, has a 1.63 FIP. So I take that for what you will. But you're relying on a near 38-year-old Craig Kimbrell to get you outs in the big.
I mean, their two best relievers are their best reliever right now is like 37, and their second best is also like 37. Like,
it's really bad.
the yeah.
It's really bad. Their rotation's actually been like pretty good, which I think is really funny.
Clay Holmes has been
Clay
unbelievable.
Holmes has been insanely good. Nolan McLean's been insane. Freddie Peralta's been, about what you'd expect. Obviously David Peterson hasn't been good, but the other starts that are going around,
Oh, you know what it is? I think it was Clay Holmes Savant where someone was saying like, "Oh, he's not getting whiffs" or something like that. I
oh,
think
it was
that's
him.
whose it
Sorry,
was.
I should rephrase myself. It's not their rotation's been good. They've had 3 really good starters so far. Because
Yeah, like on paper, this team should be good.
absolutely, on paper, that is a good lineup, right? That's a good lineup.
On
Soto,
paper,
Lindor, Bichette,
on
all these
paper,
guys.
and based off of what their division has been doing, they should very easily be in second place.
Easily. But they're in dead last. And that's a problem. And it's not even just obviously on a
They're last in the league. Like that's
obviously on a certain level, it is early. We did see them do a big turnaround 2 years ago when they were sub 500 near the middle of the season, and then they stormed back, won nearly 90 games for the season. We'll see what happens, but it's it doesn't look good right now, at all. Nothing looks good right now. It's fucking awful. I said earlier in the episode, I watched one of the games a few days ago. It was the game that got blown out 14-2 by the Nats. I turned it off midway through. I said to our friend Nick, "How the fuck do you do this?" I said, "How do you do this, bro?" I said, because oh my god, they're frustrating to watch too. That's the worst part. I can't. They're frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I guess to Philly, I mean, I'd say a 3 just because they are, again, if we did this before Thompson got fired, it would be a different number, but right now, what even is there to say? They're playing well since the firing.
True.
Again, not saying it's directly correlated, but, I guess there's no time to panic right now because it can't really get much worse than it's going right now.
I'll do a 5 because it feels like they're starting to get hot right now.
I'll say 5 is fair, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You look at this team, they got Zach Wheeler back. His first 2 starts back. He has looked pretty nice. Obviously, what this rotation is with Christopher Sanchez. I know that Jesus Luzardo is not, his numbers don't look very good. I think that these are pretty fake. This is a fake ERA right here. I can't lie. There's, I think that they'll be fine. I think that they're already in the midst of bouncing back. Dude, do you want to hear something really funny?
Yes.
So, do you remember how there was kind of rumors of oh, are the Phillies going to listen to offers on Harper in the offseason? Do you remember that from the offseason?
Yeah.
I was on Instagram today, and this might have been from a few days ago. I didn't actually look at when this got posted, but it was from the MLB Network account, and it was here's one of our guys' crazy Bryce Harper trade proposals. Are you ready to hear this trade proposal?
Yes.
Ketel Marte and Brandon Pfaadt.
Yeah.
I think if I'm Arizona and I get hit with that, I'm hanging up the phone instantly. I'm saying, don't call my number again.
Yeah.
This guy had and listen, with all due respect to Bryce Harper, he's really good, but
he's having a good year. I'll say it. He's definitely having a better year.
But at the same time, he's getting older. He has a big contract. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Those things matter in trade talks, right? This guy had the audacity to say Ketel Marte and then add in another player. And say, yeah, you need to throw in a little bit extra to get Bryce Harper. Man, fuck off. With all due respect, it's just Ketel Marte is just that insane. He's that good. He's on an extremely team-friendly deal. Guy's hilarious. Anyways, I think the Phillies are fine. I'm gonna say split down the middle of 5 because again, I'll go for it. because I feel like they're starting to get hot, but at the same time, you did get in a hole. However you want to say, you'll be
Yeah.
fine. It is what it is. You were in a hole objectively. That's just, you got to get out of it. But it looks like they are starting to get out of it, so that's why I'm a little more lenient towards them as opposed to like the Mets. The Mets have shown no signs of we're going to get out of our hole. They have done the exact opposite. The Phillies are currently on a little bit of a streak right now, so we will see how that continues for them. I guess our last team in the division, the Nationals. Again,
One, just
yeah,
because there's literally had negative
I was going to
expectations.
say
So
again, no expectations. James Woods playing well. What you'd expect. You have some guys who you look at and you go, oh, this guy's doing all right. C.J. Abrams is playing really fucking well right now. They're one of the better offenses in the league right now, which is really weird because you would not expect them to have been one coming into the year. I don't know.
yeah, I mean,
So, you know, nothing wrong with that to say that's a one. So, it is what it is. All right, next we will go to the National League Central.
fun division.
Fun division. The Cubs.
Yeah, I'd say a one as well for them.
Yeah, one or a two. Not that there's much to panic about. It's literally just that the fucking rest of your division is playing out of their mind. But I also don't think that that's gonna keep up to an
Yeah.
extent. Like the Cardinals aren't gonna be there. I'm sure they'll pass up the Reds. Actually no, I'll just say a one because they're playing incredibly well in pretty much every facet. Everybody's playing well right now. Hopefully the Nico Horner exited the game today with a neck injury. Hopefully that's nothing that serious. And if he does,
Yeah.
then hopefully Matt Shaw carries the flame for him. But, but yeah, no, like a one. Like they're playing incredible. Everything seems to be pointing towards like they're gonna keep doing it too. So, yeah, the Reds.
Yeah.
Is this another one?
Uh I yeah, I mean, pretty easy one for me there, at
Yeah, I
least.
was gonna say I feel like this is another one, right? Like they're playing so good right now. They're having guys, even with like an Andrew Abbott not pitching well at all right now.
Yeah.
They are playing some of the best ball in the whole league. Some of the best ball that we've seen them play in a long time. Right? Again, you have guys
Yeah.
coming through. We talked about Ellie De La Cruz earlier. Listen, they're just playing really good. They're playing really good. And keep in mind, this is without Hunter Green, by the way. Hunter Green is on the 60-day injured list. He's not going to be back
Yeah.
until, what, June, July?
Yeah.
However long it was supposed to be. Like, they got it going right now. So respects to them. I give them a one. Next up in our... I think he was bugging out. The Milwaukee Brewers. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably a three. Like, I don't think they're in a bad spot by any means. Obviously, it's hard to replicate what you do in a year as crazy as last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not really any like key contributors that are playing bad. Like some of the guys like in the lineup that aren't great are like Perkins, Renhefo. It's not guys that are like integral to why that team was good. You know what I mean? Like Terang's been unreal. Garrett Mitchell's been very good. Contreras has been very good. Obviously, when Yelich and Churio are back and they're fully healthy, it's going to be even better. Same with Andrew Vaughn, who I don't has he even played this year? I think he's been.
I don't recall.
I don't
I,
know if Andrew Vaughn has appeared. If he did, it would have been like opening day or like 2 games or
he
something.
played one game.
Uh, Yeah, so once they're healthy, they'll be better. I wouldn't even say a three. I'd say a two for the worry meter, I guess, for the
Yeah, I'd
panic
agree.
button.
A two. Like, some of your guys right now are, you know, again, you got the guys coming. You're still in a solid spot right now. I don't think repeating 2025 should have been the full expectation. Although fuck, it looks like they're on a solid way to doing that right now. But anyways, like yeah, like William Contreras playing really good. Bryce Terang. You have other guys in that lineup that are playing okay right now. Gary Sanchez has been making the most of his ABs, which is a crazy thing that I did not think I would be saying this year. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Brewers are like a 2. The Pittsburgh Pirates, like a 3.
Yeah, I would say 2, honestly. I think they're in a better spot than the Brewers in the sense of what was expected of them. I still think that the Pirates will make the playoffs.
Have
I
faith.
still do believe that.
Gotta have faith.
And from what I've seen from a lot of the guys, I am just high on them. I mean, O'Neill Cruz's been great. He could be better. Brandon Lau's been unreal. Ryan O'Hearn's also been unreal. Just 2 incredible free agent acquisitions. Ozuna's the one guy in that like one everyday player where it's like, probably DFA candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Griffin, I mean, it's been an adjustment, evidently.
He's been
I
slowly
don't,
starting. He's been
I
slowly
don't
improving though.
think that that's something to worry about, though. As for pitching, I mean, not much can be said. I mean, great, some just incredible pitchers. Uh, Paul Skeens is a 3.18 ERA, which to an average pitcher would be like a 12 ERA probably.
Do keep
So
in mind that a lot that number is inflated from his opening day
from
start
his
when he
opening day, yeah,
allowed 5.
yeah,
All granted, didn't get much help from his defense and did not make it out of the first inning. His command wasn't great
yeah,
that start, but he also got 0 help, and that should not have been a 5-run, 2/3 of an inning start.
yeah,
Yeah, like Connor Griffin, I think is going to get going. He's already starting to get there a little bit.
yeah.
Brian Reynolds has been playing pretty well so far. Brandon Lau, like you said, he's been incredible. Again, for pitching, dude, Braxton Ashcraft, my fucking guy. This is my fucking dog. My absolute G. Shout out Pittsburgh. Shout out the Pittsburgh Pirates. Y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it. Also, Carmen Majinski.
Yeah.
Whew. That was a tongue twister. I'm not gonna lie, because I know it's not Mazinski, but I know
Yeah.
it's Majin. It was fucking me up there. Um, he's been pretty solid this season too. He didn't have a great start his last time out, or his last like 2 starts haven't been as great, but this guy got off to a crazy start to the season. His first 4 starts, insane. I think he can still maintain that kind of level, but yeah, I even if the Pirates remain like a 500 team or like a 80 win team, I think that's still technically like a little bit above what I'd say a lot of the expectations were. I know I predicted them to make the postseason because again I think that this team is pretty good, but I don't really think that that's like the wide expectation amongst everybody. So I'm willing to say that like
Yeah.
yeah, this is a 3. So
Yeah.
you know all chilling, all chilling.
Yeah.
All right, the St. Louis Cardinals 1.
0. I don't care. I'll say
Negative,
0.
negative,
That's the first one I'll
negative,
give. There is
-1.
negative panic. I'm sure the only panic right now is what the hell, we didn't expect to get this far.
Yeah, I honestly like. Yeah, literally that. Like negative panic. It's all
There's
chilling.
just
It's all vibing.
nothing. Yeah. Because in a season like this, you already have like a solid prospect pool. It's not like you're in a situation where you have to finish like bottom 3, get a guaranteed to get a top pick, and hope you hit on like a generational talent. They're at the spot where their guys are playing great. JJ Weatherholt is looking like a legit MLB player. I'm not even gonna say prospect. I'm not gonna say draft pick. A legit player.
Already.
Uh, Ivan Herrera. I mean, incredible year last year, following it up. Pedro Pa has also been good. Jordan Walker is the most important one because he's finally figuring it out, it looks like.
Yup.
And the pitching hasn't honestly been that bad, which I thought would be very bad for them for the most part. McGreevy looks great. Palante looks solid. They're obviously not a great team. Like, this isn't a team that I expect's going to make the playoffs. But they're 19-13. It's hard to just to write them off yet. I mean, we say that like it's easy to get yourself in a hole, but it's easy to get yourself in a hole. The Cardinals are putting themselves in a position right now where, you know, they're not playing bad at all, to the point where I'm not going to say they will make the playoffs because you obviously don't know, and I'm not as confident with them making the playoffs as I would be the Pirates, but like you never know.
Oh, absolutely. Like getting off to a start like this, it helps. It doesn't hurt. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that. It does not hurt your chances. So, I mean, hey, good for them, man. Good for them.
Yeah.
All right, we can be done with the NL Central. We will move on to the NL West. The Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll start with. I'd say like
Arizona Diamondbacks. Yeah, I mean, I would say probably like a 4.
yeah, I was thinking the same
Me
thing with the
just
four because at the same time, like I don't think
it's yeah,
like I don't
it's what we talked about at the deadline in the offseason, where it's like the team's not bad, but they're not good enough to compete, but they're not bad enough to the point where they're going to be bottom dwellers in the division.
like
So it's
it
kind of like
like they're a game over
figure out what you
500
want
right
to
now. Like
do.
this makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Like
honestly, Nolan Arenado's playing well enough. It's like, okay, maybe that wasn't the worst trade you could have
yeah,
made. I don't know.
yeah, like I've actually been like a little bit impressed. Like the Arenado thing, like I've been kind of impressed by him so far. Like he's not,
Yeah, I mean,
obviously he's
I
not
expect
prime
things. Yeah,
Nolan Arenado, and he's never going to be again,
with
probably.
with
But
them, I expect it to even out a bit. Like I don't expect Vargas to maintain like a 200 WRC plus, nor do I, expect uh, you know, Alec Thomas to be a 55 bat or Gurriel to be a 27 bat. Like things will definitely even out, so they're not going to be losing all that much from their hitters. It's really just the pitching that's suspect. I mean, Ryan Nelson has been one of the worst pitchers in baseball this year.
8 run first inning,
Uh,
baby.
yeah, Merrill Kelly hasn't been much better.
God, Merrill
It's
Kelly.
like Soroka was the big guy that they brought in for that pitching staff, and it's like, not the worst to be your like number 3 or 4, which
Which
he
is,
should
by the
be
way, a
on a
hilarious.
on a the average team,
Which,
but
which,
he's basically their ace or number 2.
by the
So
way, Soroka being the big guy that they brought in for the pitching staff is a hilarious sentence in the Big
yes,
26.
100%.
Hilarious sentence.
Also Eduardo Rodriguez flowers where it's due. I mean,
Shout out.
incredible World Baseball Classic, and he's been very good
Shout out.
this season. But aside from him and Gallen, it's really just not anything special.
Yeah, it's not.
And their bullpen is not much better either. I mean,
Yeah, it ain't great. It ain't great. I'll tell you that.
Taylor Clark and Juan Murillo are like the two guys of that pen, and then they just kind of have a shuffle of just random guys that'll come in and blow a game. So,
Coming to blow again. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's fun the way you say that, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's basically it's like the illusion of choice. You know that meme where it's like there's two sides, and it's like, oh yeah, no matter what happens, this is the result. That's the case with this. It's like, okay, let's put in instead of Paul Sewell, let's put in Loizaga. Oh, we lost the game. Okay, next time instead of that, we'll put in Ryan Thompson. Oh fuck, we lost again.
Lost again. Oh my god. Yeah, no, you're right. Hearing it like that is hilarious, but yeah. The illusion of choice. Uh, okay, I think we can. Alright, I think we can move on to the Rockies. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, I'll say it too because again, no expectations, and
dude, I'd say one
they're
because
kind of
honestly,
exceeding them.
I think that there's some things
Yeah,
like I'm kind of impressed. Like Mickey Moniak, I know he was good last year, but like, he's having a really good year so far. Hunter Goodman's doing exactly what I think. He's even playing a little bit better than he was last year so far.
yeah,
He started off that first like week or two. He wasn't really on it, but he's gotten back on the horse. We were talking about Senzatella, Chase. Like, bro, their guys are on it. There's encouraging stuff going over here in Colorado, and that's the first time you can say that in how long?
yeah. I don't know. It's been a
Since
while.
since like 2019 when they made the wild card.
Yeah,
Like that's probably the first time you can actually say that sentence like out loud
yeah,
and like have it be kind of real.
yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. Dodgers -20.
Yep. Yep.
I don't even need to say anything. I don't.
I do not think that they know what the word panic means. I don't think that they
They
know.
they could literally have 5 wins, and I'd still say they'd win the division probably somehow. So
Yeah, like Listen, listen, 3 losses in a row gimmick. You're not fooling me, bro. You're not fooling me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not fooling me. You're not. No, you're not doing this. -1. Like, we are removing the panic button from the room. We are removing that option from people until the Dodgers leave the room. Then, it can happen. San Diego Padres, like a 2-1. One of those.
Yeah, same thing there. I mean,
like, they're just playing incredible. I don't think that they're going to maintain this level. Like, I still think they're going to be really good, but I don't know about maintaining this level. But like, there's nothing to panic about here. They're off to one of the hottest starts in the league right now. Like, they're on it. I don't really think that there's this much to talk about. Like, the biggest thing right now is that Tatis said he's not happy with his lack of homers.
Yeah, there's only 3 players in baseball. I need to find the thing. It was there's 3 players in baseball who have 120 plus plate appearances and have not hit a home run. Luis Arias makes sense. Chandler Simpson makes sense. Fernando Tatis Jr.
It's a guy who not that long ago. Well, okay, I say not that long ago. It was
The
5 years ago.
hard hit percentages of those players going into tonight. Chandler Simpson 13.5. Luis Arias 19%. Fernando Tatis Jr. 64.7.
60. His hard hit is what?
Yes.
Yo, I didn't realize his hard hit percentage was that high. Oh my.
100th percentile. Oh yeah.
My God.
Yeah,
Dude,
like it's
the
like
earthworms are shaking. The earthworms are shaking, bro. They're cooked.
And you know what I think the craziest part is?
What?
He played in the Mexico City series, like the Mexico series, or not city, Mexico series, where the elevation is absolutely insane.
Do you want to guess what his pulled air rate is for the year?
Probably 0%.
It's 5.9%.
Wasn't it like 0% last week or something like stupid?
It might have been. I have no idea. I don't remember seeing it before. I decided to look it up right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy because we talked about it like last season. Like, yeah, he doesn't pull the ball that much in the air. It's like 12% pulled air rate. It's like, yeah, let me do that even less.
Yeah.
Again, I know we said this in one of probably the off-season episodes or preseason, whatever. Not surprised that the one season he was pulling a lot of fly balls. He had 40 homers. Not shocking.
All right. Well, I think it's a good time to bring this tweet up, which I just found on my Twitter. It is very funny. I'll send it to you really quickly. But it's about Tatis, which is what makes it funny because that's the timing.
Oh boy, I wonder if there's something I can read out on the show.
Oh well. Basically, what it is, it's a video of a Murakami home run. It says "on the ground reporting," and it's like a view from basically, literally, it's like the camera was on the field, and so it said Tatis is gonna break this camera by the end of the game.
Okay, I'm gonna send you something, and I'm sending this to you right now. I got this notification this morning. Someone that we both know messaged me about a thing today, right? It was about
God, I'm like scared. Oh
no, it was about baseball. It's about like someone we currently talk to, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna send you this because I don't think I can read this out loud, on the show. I don't know if this is like pushing it, but just know that I think I was getting ready to leave for work, and I saw this notification, and even before
I
seeing
know
the
who that
video
is.
attached. Yeah, you know who that is, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's hilarious.
That's funny.
That's
as
hilarious.
hell.
I was fucking. I mean, is he wrong? Is he wrong?
No, not in the slightest. But
Oh man. All right.
well, it's almost midnight, so we should probably finish this up, and we'll go to the
we got our last
Giants.
team right now, the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, probably honestly a 7.
7. Yeah, it's not good. This is a team you want it to be good, even if you didn't do the perfect way to get there. But regardless, you want it to be good one way or another. And guess what? You're not good right now, and it's looking tough.
I mean,
because as always, you're in
here's the thing.
Division with the Dodgers.
The problem to me with the team is honestly not even like that hard to notice. The main thing is the guys who are supposed to be your 2 best hitters, Willy Adames and Rafael Devers, their combined WRC plus is just over 100. Like if you add them together, not like it can like both of
Not
their
the
stats
average.
together,
Not the
but
average.
but
If
like
you add
but
them.
like if you add the two together, it's 110.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
So it's like not, or my bad, 112. But
You want to know something that's
yeah,
actually kind of interesting?
what's that?
So, are you aware that Luis Arias right now is in the 99th percentile for outs above average?
Yeah, I did actually. I've seen multiple tweets saying like how he's been such a good defender.
And and 99th percentile base running value.
I didn't know that one, to be honest.
Which, keep in mind, this is a guy throughout his career. He's mostly been like a one-tool player, and it's been his contact. And for there were some years where it worked. It was worth it. He's already matched his WAR total from last season.
Yeah, that's what good defense will do.
Good defense and base running. Listen, you don't have to be a crazy hitter. Listen, this right here, this is a valuable player. Right, this version of Luis Arias, very good, very good.
Wow, that's a very high WRC plus on the bench I'm seeing.
What are you looking at?
Will Brennan with a negative 100 WRC plus, not bad.
Yo, hey man.
I mean, I mean, I don't know.
Oh my god,
He,
man.
I mean, bro's looking like Aubrey Huff in the 2012 playoffs, dude.
Bro. Hey man, it's tough out here. Yeah, man, the Giants
I don't know if
looking a little bleak.
I don't know if you've seen that. I need to find the exact total. It was so funny. It was yeah. In the 2012 postseason run for the Giants when they won, did you know what Aubrey Huff's WRC plus in the postseason was?
Ooh, what was it?
-4.
So what I'm hearing is you and I had a higher WRC plus than the
Yes.
2012 playoff Aubrey Huff. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yo.
Yeah. We
Yo.
contributed more to the World Series than he did, and that's not even like a joke.
That's huge.
Negative, like, yeah. I
That's
mean,
huge.
-4 is crazy.
That is huge.
And in the regular season, he put up a -0.1 WAR, so we literally were more valuable than he was to that World Series.
That's one of my favorite ones to say, is that I was more valuable to the 2012 Giants, the World Series champion Giants, by the way, than Aubrey Huff.
Yeah.
I was more valuable. You were more valuable. You listening
Crazy
at
to think.
home, you were more valuable. So
You could be serving a life sentence and be in year 32 right now, and you'd contributed more.
there are numerous dead people who were more valuable to the 2012 Giants than Aubrey Huff.
No, not numerous. Almost all of them.
Yeah, true. Anyways, I think that'll do it for today, huh?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So, as always, thank you everyone for listening, whether you listen to the whole thing or just a couple minutes. Support is everything.
Yes, it is.
We will, we're going to continue enjoying the season. We hope everyone keeps enjoying the baseball that's being played, enjoy everything that's coming with it.
Yep.
We will be back here next week. So,
Yes, we will.
it's been real. We will see you guys later.